We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. We're dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. Search but you stay lost. We're reaching for the stars. We're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. again. So stick around. So stick around.
Leave the world around us. They don't need to know. Come find me where the sun sets and say you'll never let me go. You're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide where I want. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. You're so don't let go. I know you feel it. Cause you'll always be my broken love. They don't know how we love when we're lying close. With you, I know I belong. Without all eyes on us, you're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide where I love. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. You're so don't let go. I know you feel it. Cause you'll always be my broken love.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too nothing does. You search but you stay lost. Search but you stay lost. We're reaching for the stars. We're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. I need you again, so stick around. So stick around.
Leave the world around us. They don't need to know. Come find me where the sun sets and say you'll never let me go. You're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide where I want. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. Don't let go. I know you always be my broken love. They don't know how we love when we're letting close. With you, I know I belong. Without all eyes on us, you're the one I want. Say you need me, hide where I love. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me, 'cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love.
Yo, what's happening? What's happening? Sorry, I got a little bit of a late start here. I had to get the dogs out and get everything done before I come on here and shoot the shit with y'all on this fine Thursday. I thought it was Friday morning. Shit, I can't believe I was a day behind. Let's crack them, smoke them if you got them. Get your coffee, your sodas, whatever you guys got. Seeker gifted 10 memberships, rolling over from last night. Seeker coming in here hot, starting a membership. You know what? We got so many memberships last night. I don't even know what to think. Also, you know what? We did have somebody come in last night, right as the live ended. Tiffany B, I think it was Tiffany B. Tiffany B gifted 10 memberships last night, right as soon as the live ended. So I do want to say thank you for that. I appreciate it. Tiffany B, if you're in here, thank you very much for gifting those 10 memberships last night. And if you're not in here and you catch the replay, I really appreciate you supporting the Hive. And I'm sorry I didn't see them last night before I shut the live off. I apologize for that. Yeah, last night was amazing. You guys are such a blessing. Really, I don't even know what to say. Honestly, I really don't. It was amazing. Amazing. Let's see here. Let me get this link pinned. Back it up, TURRALYNN. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. You know what? I think yesterday and today might be my lucky day. Green-eyed girl, you need to go and allow your membership gifting. If you didn't get one out of all those memberships last night, you might not have your gifting on. Oh, Jackie, me too. You want me to tell you what it is? You tell me you tell me first. You tell me first and I'll tell you mine. You tell me first and I'll tell you next, okay? You gonna come up here and tell me? Or are you not coming on the panel? You not coming up here to tell me? You just gonna tell me in the chat. I wish more people weren't so scared to come up here. Oh, you got butter? So you making brownies or edibles or what? Because I'd say that's nothing short of amazing. Mine's a Sugar Daddy, 2.5 gram pre-roll infused with diamonds and crumble, dipped in hash oil and rolled in keef. Comes in a big glass tube. Oh, it's the flower called that. Nice. Fucking nice. J Fox, you got anxiety. I do too. But you know what? It's like talking on the phone. As long as you pause your YouTube and you click the StreamYard link, it's like talking on the phone. So more people, I'm telling you, if more people tried it, they wouldn't be so nervous. But I'll tell you what, that's the whole reason this channel was even made, because I used to be a moderator for. Hold on, let me get this popped on here. Wishful thinking. I see you, babes. Good afternoon. Too funny last night. Oh yeah, I'm sure. There was some motherfuckers that were real mad. There's the links pinned at the top. But anyhow, you got to make sure you pause your YouTube. And as long as your YouTube is paused, when you pause you pause the YouTube and then you click the StreamYard link, because it brings you into a different app. And then the thing of it is if you close it out or it closes out on you, you have to go into your Google Chrome and close out the like clear your cache or cookies, whatever, you know what I mean? Go in and clear it out, because otherwise it will save it in there. Then you can't get back on here. Fire the hole. Fire the hole. Yeah, concentrate to the bomb. Well, it's okay. Like I said, it's like a phone call. When you guys get more comfortable, it'll be better. But we made this channel because there was a lot of people who were uncomfortable, who refused to go up on panels because her channel was so big and so many people are watching all the time, you know? So they got nervous and they wouldn't go on the panel. And I was like, okay, well, let me fix this here. And so we made this channel. Hey, Miss Cheesy Weezy. Oh, we got somebody up here. Oh, shit. We got somebody up here. Hold on.
Oh, good.
I don't want to scare him away, Cheesy. Hold on.
I'll be quiet.
Legal pickle. What are you doing?
I'm in the show. Is that-
yes, ma'am. Yeah. I was like, hold on. I don't want to scare her away.
I know. I heard like it's such a nice thing that you do to have anybody up on panel, because it's hard sometimes especially when you have a lot of people in chat to kind of feel like you can interact with creators and stuff like that when you really enjoy their content.
Yeah, and see, we sit up here and shoot the shit and chit chat and stuff like that. And I know that I get people like they email, they're like, well, if I was gonna come up, but I was nervous. I'm like, stop being nervous. Just come up. Just click the link. Come up.
I know, especially if I can be off camera. I'm just like, no one really knows.
Yeah, I don't make anybody stay on the camera ever.
No, I mean, it seems everyone's seen, and I actually have, because I didn't really do YouTube like until probably like 6 months ago. I really started listening to more channels, and so I had like my full name and like the whole thing, and so I just kind of like, and I kind of everything that goes on these channels made me rethink that.
Oh, you thought you was gonna try it? You ain't gonna try it here. No, that's the fake Nick the Hat. Nick the Hat, listen. I wish you was real, baby, but you're not. But if you was the real Nick, I would definitely be asking you right now, baby, can you unblock me? Shit. Listen, don't come in here unless you're ready. Because I need you to unblock me. I'm gonna need you to unblock me. Lil' Bo.
Release the beat.
I'm just trying to advocate for you, Lil' Bo. Unblock me.
People are scared.
Unblock me, Bo. Shit, Lil' Bo. That's the fake Nick the Hat. That ain't the real Nick the Hat. The real Nick the Hat will unblock me first before he comes over here.
I don't really know who Nick the Hat is, other than that he is.
He's the first and only one that's ever blocked me.
No, I just mean like I don't know what his like role is in all of this, other than his name comes up a lot.
Oh, he just made him. He inserted himself. He just was like, "Hey, I want to be a part of this. These guys look like they're having a good time over here. I want to be a part of it." And jumped right in.
That's pretty much it.
Nothing like jumping into a dumpster fire head first.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I said, "Oh shit, get your boots on, cause shit's deep over here."
But I do. So I'm gonna hang up here for a little while because but I do have to get in an Uber in about like 20 minutes. And then I go get my ketamine treatment, and I'll listen to you guys while I'm on my ketamine, so that'll be fun.
Oh yes, fucking right it will be. Pop back up here later when you're ready.
But the thing about like that's been really bugging me, particularly with Betty, since the whole protective order thing and like being a public versus a private citizen, I'm just like, bitch, what do you think social media is? It's public. There's nothing private about social media. So your channel,
she calls herself a journalist and all that, but then wants to say she's a private citizen, but you're she says a well-known journalist, so a worldwide, isn't that what it was? Worldwide journalist, something like that.
Yeah.
Which means that her channel is just like CNN or anything else.
Oh.
Like technically.
Wild card. Oh, we got Skip. You're back here with us, baby. You're up on the panel with us, but you got your camera on, love. Do you want to keep it on? I got the screen up. No, I got the screen up. Nobody can see you but me. I'm the only one that can see you. Just me and you. So nobody else can see you, but you're beautiful.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, baby. Look, there's tap your screen. There's a camera button down at the bottom right next to your mic.
Yeah.
And then you can push that. There you go.
Okay.
So now you don't have to be on there if you don't want to be,
Okay. All right.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Hi, good. Guys. I'm so glad you guys are up here. Look, I'm so excited.
I'm so happy to be part of the hive.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Been Dreaming. How are you, baby doll?
I am actually doing good for the last couple of days.
Yay!
I'm good.
Feeling good? Having a good day?
Who is?
I said, are you feeling good? You having a good day?
So far, so good.
Oh, you know what? That's amazing. That calls for a fucking celebration, babes. And listen, let me tell you up here, I really want to tell you thank you. I really appreciate you. Girl, you took my whole breath away. She said, fuck this, I'm out. Miss Brittany, you're up here, baby. How are you?
Hey.
We can hear you. Spill it real quick before you cut out. Go, baby, go.
Oh, she didn't even get a word in.
Gosh, dang it. I was trying to hurry up and so she could get a word in before it cut off on her.
That poor thing's Wi-Fi is rough.
God, that is terrible for her, man. She can't get a second sentence out for her, you know what I mean, to save her little self. I'm like, damn.
Does she live in like a rural area?
I have no idea, baby. I don't want to ask her because I don't want to.
Right, true.
You know what I mean?
Little too personal on the, like, not doxing, right? No doxing. I didn't know what doxing was until this whole thing either. I was just like, doxing? What? The first time I heard it, I had to go and look it up.
Well, now see that they say like documents, like when someone like leaks documents, but doxing over here is when someone, says, your whatever name you go by on your screen name is what you should be called by, not your first and last. Your address, your family and friends, your children, all, and it's all with malicious. Usually they do that with malicious intent.
Right. Yeah, it's on like Urban Dictionary now. The thing.
Am I blocked in this shit show? You are now, baby. You are now.
I think I'm in a good spot, but I'm gonna make it real quick. Thank y'all for yesterday supporting me when I told y'all I had a speaking engagement. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to finish her sentence there for her. Poor girl.
Good morning, poor Brittany.
I know, she's a poor thing. We're gonna have to come together and get her a phone or something, or service or a tower or something by her.
A Wi-Fi extender.
Yeah.
Yeah, something. Poor thing, man. She can't get a stinking sentence out.
Morning voices.
What's going on today? Sorry, I just walked in. I was in a meeting this morning.
Good morning. Back it up, TURRALYNN. We got a couple new girls on the panel with us.
Hi, voices. Hi, Cheesy.
Hey, Skip. Hey, Legal Pickle.
Nice to meet you in voice person.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Gotta do the wave, the little friendly wave. Oh, you know what? I still have Gray Hughes with his here. Hold on.
Ah. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Come on in.
JLR, I fucking laugh every time he does that. Every time JLR does it now, I think of him.
His face is so funny in that. Oh my God, his face.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in.
Come on in. Yeah, so Nick, I know he wants to unblock me, but since he hasn't yet, he is going to. He is going to. But since he hasn't yet, and he's just messing around with me here. So I know he has love for me. I know he does. There ain't no way he couldn't, you know?
I think he's secretly got a crush on you.
That's what I was just going to say. He's a secret lover.
Here, let's see. Let's see what he said today. Let me show you this little gem here he put on his. Where's it at here? Now we were talking about it. And because he's, well, you know, because I'm stinking blocked, because I'm a blocked bitch, I have to see other people's screenshots. So, let's see here. We're going to read this off here. Nick made a post and says, and I've got to read it word for word here, but it's about C&Ds. Let's see. Okay, we are contemplating. You guys hear this shit? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so listen. This is what he says. And I'm like, I can't believe I can't believe this. So he says, we are contemplating whether or not to skip the next round of cease and desist notices. What next round? I'm going to need to know, because the first round, you only sent one to Barbecue Lady. That's it. It's the only person that got one.
Does he think that the post that Lesniak made on Twitter is like a general C&D to everybody in the world that can read his tweets?
It doesn't work like that, but it says they are aware of what others have been directed to cease. Okay, first of all, it doesn't matter unless you yourself get one. Because Barbecue Lady got one does not mean that Voices is not going to be allowed to say one thing or the other, whatever the fuck, whatever they don't want him to say, you know?
Right.
Not gonna work. That's not going to work.
Barbecue Lady can't say it. It doesn't mean that somebody else can't.
Well, what I think he's saying is they sent it to Barbecue Lady to try to scare everybody, saying that they're really going to do it. And everybody's been sitting here with bated breath trying to wait for their C&D, and nobody got one.
And we have no idea what Barbecue Lady said, because she only read off 2 sentences or 3 sentences. So we have no fucking clue what all her shit says. And it has not been posted, nor has it been read out all the way in its entirety.
Right. Yeah, she's been a little evasive with what is said on it.
Yeah, so that's not going to work out. And that doesn't work for everybody anyways. You don't get to say, hey, because we gave a C&D to somebody else and we're just, so now everybody can be warned by it. No.
Yeah, he's just saying, he's trying to scare everybody, saying that they're just going to come out with lawsuits next.
Well, they have to send the C&Ds first.
No, well, you can sue somebody without it.
And I think she's definitely using it to her advantage by scaring everyone else by not saying
yes
what's in the C&D. It's almost
Well,
like
then he
she's
turned
still
around and said she tried to settle. So did they try to sue her then? Because why would she settle with a C&D? You don't get to settle with those.
exactly.
Those are not settlements.
Where's Barbecue Lady? Why hasn't she come up here and talk?
I don't know, because this is the
Because she
first
won't
time I
say
said something
anything.
about it.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it's because she's
I didn't
dicking
go to
and
her and ask
dodging.
her either.
Maybe she decided to go to their side.
I mean, a
I
cease
doubt
and desist order doesn't mean a whole lot of anything. Even if, and like most of them that I've seen go around aren't even like proper. And so just because someone is asking you not to do something doesn't mean much of anything, because you still have to have standing in order to sue.
She said it right on her thing or whatever. She said she's not going to stop talking about Sebastian. But that's not what that C&D said, though. It did not say stop talking about Sebastian. So,
Apples and oranges.
yeah. She can still talk about him all she wants. That's not what that C&D said. It did not say don't talk about Sebastian. So, she can talk about him all she wants. That's here nor there, obviously.
Has anybody noticed how much like BHB now like says Sebastian's full name like
Oh, she
every
says
single
it all
time?
the time.
Oops, sorry, I got sirens.
Yeah, she says it all the fucking time now. Nonstop. All the time. And yeah, body movement.
I live right next to a fire station. I'm sorry.
Granny's watching said, I will continue to cover fair use of public streams done by Seth Rogers. Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
And I think that's all they want from this is them to stop talking about the shit Seth has done.
Well, he shouldn't have came out here and said and did the stuff he did. Now they got this fucking rumor with Brooks's fucking weird ass talking about Clue hired a PI. And I thought she said I hired a PI, but she said Clue hired a PI to go and expose Trevor Lee for being a alleged pedophile, when that's not fucking true. Chasing actually did a live about it yesterday, and I just was actually there was a sentence put in the back last night from somebody. I can't remember who said it. Was it you, Cheesy?
Yeah.
And I thought you were talking about me. What she was talking about was Clue. So allegedly there was a story made up by another content creator. Brooks alleged that Cluminati paid and hired a PI to find out if Trevor Lee was a predator / pedo, which was a lie. She never hired a PI to find out anything about Trevor Lee. She said she never hired a PI at all, ever.
Yeah, but you know how it works. Get the rumor started, and as long as it takes foot, some of the special people will believe it, regardless.
Oh yeah, that's why I said I need receipts. There ain't no fucking way. There ain't no fucking way. This is not. Nope. Yeah. She said allegedly Trevor Lee left because he was going to be exposed. Bullshit.
And I only put that in the back chat because I was asking her, because I said in Chasing's chat, I said,
well, it's fucking bullshit that they're even doing that to him.
I said, I doubt Clue even did that, and somebody else said that too. And Chasing wasn't saying that she did it. She said that this is alleged, and excuse me. And I had just put it in the chat just to verify, to make sure that she didn't, I just wanted to know for my own, because I would have thought that that was BS if she did. So I just wanted to know what kind of person we were dealing with, because I mean, we don't know Clue from Adam. I would guess she wouldn't do something like that, but I just wanted to verify,
Yeah.
So that's why I put it in the back chat, because I didn't want to make a big thing about it. But
well, yeah, I didn't know there was a live going on about it either. You know what I mean? I wasn't sure about that. She super chatted Clue and told her to call her later. Who did?
Well, and you have to consider the source
Barbecue
too.
Lady, I think.
Brooks is trash. She is absolute 100% stinky, liquid out of the dumpster trash. Okay,
I agree.
And she wasn't like I used to like Brooks, and she wasn't doing all this. But Trevor Lee, was one of her mods. That was like
it's a fake account. Beat him. It was a fake account. Trev Time, if that's really you, you can pop up here.
Yeah,
and I didn't believe it. I just wanted to just ask her, because if I hear something about somebody I know, not that I know her, but you know what I mean.
Right, but
I
she
want
was
to go
right
and
here,
I want to
so
go to the source and find out.
why not ask? Yeah.
Right, because I think that's BS, and I don't want to be associated with somebody that's going to do stupid shit like that. So I wanted to know. That's why I asked.
Yeah, the fucking nerve to do that to someone like Trevor Lee, who's such a good guy, who has done, so many things for so many of these cases. And I mean, he has really went out on a limb at such a young age to fucking try to make a difference. And to put that on him is irritating. It's so fucking irritating.
Well, I'm going to tell you why she did it. I'm going to tell you why she did it, okay? They used to be really good friends. Brooks helped him. I found Trevor Lee through Brooks. Brooks helped him grow his channel. They were good friends, right? So I guess that he's not friends with Brooks anymore, and that's what she does. She defames you.
Oh yeah, she definitely
when
does.
you leave.
Yeah.
Now I've never seen Trevor Lee publicly. I've never seen him out on these streets calling out her bullshit, but that's what she does, and she don't care if it's the truth or not. But to put that on anybody, she's trash.
Hey Trevor, how are you?
Hey, I'm okay. How are you? Hopefully my connection's okay. It's been raining for days here.
Yeah, it's good. I can hear you good. I just want to first and foremost say I'm really sorry that this is going on and that your name's been put through the drugged through the mud with this. It's bullshit.
It's crazy how too many people. We see it. All the time. That word gets thrown around. Somebody finds somebody they don't like, and they just say, "Oh, they're that word." You know what I mean?
It's terrible.
That's true.
Oh yeah, it's happened quite a few times. Yep.
And Trevor, it hurts more when an ex-friend does it too. So that stings a little bit more, I don't know if y'all are still tight. I assume y'all ain't still tight after this, but that hurts more too.
No, and you did have communication with Clue, right, to get to the bottom of that, to figure out there was no PI hired, there was nothing.
Yeah, my assumption is they tried to put it on her because there was a time that Clue and I didn't get along. There was obviously it was very public on YouTube, and I think they just tried to say, well, yeah, she did it, and it's all just throwing it on everybody else because they don't want her to come back to the person that's sending all this information out and having other people message people about it.
Right. Now, see, they switched. Now, it seemed to me like they switched the story up and said that they were trying to say the victim was 13, and you said, no, I was 13, and I was a victim, not the other way around. I never done this to anyone. Is that correct in the chat? Was that what you were trying to say?
Yeah, I had put when I was still when I still had my channel up, I had told my story on I put it up on my community wall, and I had told the story of how from when I was 13 to 15, I was SA'd by somebody who lives in my neighborhood or lived in my neighborhood when I was growing up. And so then they flipped that and said they flipped it and used the same age I was and said I had a 13-year-old victim.
Yes, that's what I heard, and I was mad. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're taking what happened to him and using it against him, saying that he did this? That's bullshit. That's real fucking bullshit.
I'm sorry to hear that, Trevor.
And the thing is with those kind of accusations is all that stuff. You can find anything on people if it comes to that kind of stuff. That stuff is not hidden. And I use my first and last name when I come up here. It's not like I'm a hidden person. Like when I first got involved in trying to help in Summer's case and I interviewed with the news, my first and last name, my age, my face, everything's on there. People know the area I'm from, my name, like nothing's secretive about who I am. You can, it's out. My name and my identity is out there. You can tell all of these accusations are just nonsense.
I'm not shocked that the person that did it. I'm just shocked that they went to that extent.
Yeah, because that is just beyond sick.
That's what I was just going to say. Either way, it's absolutely appalling that somebody would take Trevor's story and flip it and twist it and turn the victim into a perpetrator or the survivor. I don't like to call them I don't like to say that they're a victim because they've survived their circumstances. So taking somebody that's a survivor of that and turning them into a perpetrator is absolutely wrong. And it is appalling. And I'm very sorry that's happened, Trevor.
Thank you. And we were talking about, I used to absolutely go up on her panel a lot, and I'd be over in her channel. And the reason I left was because I just realized, and then that just comes down to more like petty YouTube stuff. But it was the fact of, I just noticed a lot of lies being told, and I was like, I'm not associating with that. I know that when people like, directly are like, here's some misinformation, I'm like, I can't be a part of that. And so I stopped going around that channel completely. And that's, I guess, the causation for this, which just blows my mind. It's like, is that really mean that much to like your channel? Somebody being in your chat versus not leads you to be able to, like, I can never accuse somebody of that over anything, but that small thing made you feel it's okay to accuse someone of being that,
But Trevor, that's what she does. You can't leave quietly. Remember, I left. I'm sure you saw my text message in her Facebook group, which I stand 10 toes deep on every word I said. But all I did was leave quietly too, and you can't do that with her. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. And it's sad, but I mean, I ain't sad. I kind of have pity for her to be that twisted, But okay, ruin your channel, burn it down, girl.
It's just, and it's wild to be when it comes from a channel, and we see craziness come from a lot of people covering cases, but it's like somebody who claims to be, I don't want to say an advocate, but they're claiming they're advocating on this platform for children, right? They cover cases a lot of times involving children, and they want to be quote unquote the voice for these children, but they turn around and do this kind of stuff. You can't be both. In my opinion, you can't say you're this, but then go around and do that, because you're directly doing the opposite of what you're grandstanding and saying you're doing, or you are.
I agree.
Yeah, perfectly said. And that's, well, I was told that she was nothing but truth and facts is what she told me. And yeah, I about lost it laughing, but okay.
Yeah, I wanted to see what she was about during the Summer Walls case and the way she was acting and talking about grandma. It was disturbing to me. I never went back.
I didn't follow her then. I found her later, and I didn't know anything about her. And yeah, and she wasn't off the rails like this. I saw red flags, and then you get your third red flag with me, and then I just left quietly, and that's not allowed. So it's okay, But I'm really sorry she did that, and it's a dangerous accusation to put out there as well, And that's it's just gross all the way around. But keep doing you, girl. We know the truth. We see you.
Well, that's what matters, is you got to keep being yourself. If you can hear these things and know obviously that you're far from any of these accusations, it's just like you gotta keep doing what you're doing, because it's those people that just want you to just crawl up in a ball and say, no, I'm done. I can't, this is gonna ruin me. No, like, if you want to be somebody that puts that out, you take the consequences of how people are going to react to that. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt the person saying it, not me,
Right. And I always say you have to value the person to value their opinion of you, And I just hold that very true. Just that one little statement. So everybody can have an opinion of what I don't care. Just don't lie on me. That's when I'm gonna, pop off.
Oh yeah. That's one of the best pieces of advice I ever heard was, don't take criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from. And I think that's what I learned on this platform, being on here when I had a channel, was at first I tried to just, I took in from everywhere, everybody, everything, every single comment. I had to sit and think through. I was like, why does this person think that of me? Or and you eventually have to sit and be like, every person's opinion can't be what you take to heart. You take the advice and criticism of people you respect and you trust, and the others you look the other way. If it's not somebody you're going to take any advice from, then don't let their criticism be something that sits with you.
And it's amazing how many people have an opinion of you and you've never seen them before, too. That's what amazes me. It cracks me up, you know. And so you just have to, and you have to stop and think, you know, do I really value that opinion of, do I really value that person enough to go to them privately and talk this out? Or am I just like, I don't give two damns, you know?
Wow. Look at all the people in the chat that are saying, I left your channel, I left your channel, I left your channel. Wow.
Mm-hmm. And I hope one day, whenever you feel like it, not that you're pressured or whatever, but I hope one day, if you feel like it and it's in the best interest of you and what you want to do on this platform, I hope that you come back in your time, not because you have to justify anything to anybody. I truly do hope that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And for right now, I'm just a watcher, but you know, I'm not count anything out. But yeah, and and the whole I left the platform because that was, I mean, obviously was nonsense as well. I like it just makes no sense. I left for multiple reasons, but really I just no longer felt it was in the best use of my time to be on here. Especially I was trying to be on here like every day, and I was like, with everything in my life, I was like, you know, it's better if I put my time and priorities into other things.
Yeah, exactly. And people don't realize it takes a lot of time to have a channel. You know, it's a lot of work to have a channel. It's not just go live and just sit there and, you know, and BS, you know. So you did a lot. I mean, you taught me a lot. I mean, I can remember a couple nights we went in there and you were talking about different websites you could go to report things and look up things and so, but you do you, whatever's best for you, not best for anybody else on this platform.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate that. And I'll hop down now. I didn't mean to take over the panel. That was me in chat, so I wanted to just hop up and talk about it.
No, you're fine. I felt like it was kind of some bullshit, and then I heard Chasing was, you know, somebody had sent me a clip about her talking about it, and I'm like, what the hell? Then Cheesy had made that, you know, it said something last night, and I thought it was directed towards me. That somebody was saying I hired someone to follow you, and I'm like, that's bullshit. I know the fuck I didn't, and I wouldn't. And then oh well, pop up, Granny, if you got a question, come on. She said, don't leave yet. She got a question for you, a couple questions.
And I just want to say, just so people don't think that I'm running from chat to chat, causing shit, causing drama, because I'm not a shit stirrer. All I was doing was coming over here to see. When Clue came up, I wanted in a private chat. I didn't want to bring it out here in front of everybody right away. I just wanted to ask her in the back chat if she had done that. Was all. It was for my personal knowing.
It was private too. You were very.
And I don't have access to Clue in private any other way, so that's why I thought, well, I'll take the opportunity to ask her since she was on panel and there's a back chat, because I didn't want to cause. I wasn't sure how Trevor felt about. You know, he gave permission to Chasing to talk about it, but I didn't know how, you know, he felt about it being all out in front of everybody, so it wasn't my place to do it. So anyways, I just wanted to let everybody know I'm not running around going from chat to chat stirring shit up.
No, we know you better than that.
Right. I was gonna say, we know you better than that. We know you wouldn't do that. You were very private about it, and I thought that was really nice too. You know, Clue did not accuse him of that. The thing of it is, someone started a rumor. Well, another creator started a rumor and said that Clue had hired a PI to follow Trev around and find out things about him and to expose them. Which were not true anyways. And what they did was try to take something that he had went through and made him out to be the person that was doing it. That's not at all what happened, you know? So I just, and Cheesy was very private about it. She did come in the back chat. She did talk to her privately. I was the one that read it wrong and thought I was the one, because it said you. So I took it as like me. And she was meaning Clue.
And you know what? So what if somebody is going chat to chat and stirring shit? This is something that is definitely worth kicking up for. This is somebody's reputation. This is minimalizing and trivializing, in my opinion, something very horrible that somebody went through and they survived. So what if somebody goes chat to chat and brings it up, trying to get to the bottom of it? I don't think that that's a bad thing. I mean, I applaud you, Cheesy, for going right to the head and asking the hard question. Many people won't do that.
Oh, I agree with what Cheesy did. Good morning, grannies.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you guys? First, I want to make it very clear. This is not T-Rev. T-Rev is the one who did the fake phone call, with Madeline Soto's case. They're two different people. I know people were asking in the chat. But Trevor Lee, I wanted to ask you, wasn't it a long time? Like, did you just recently leave her channel, or was it a good time ago?
No, it's been a while.
Right.
Yeah, it's been a bit now. Absolutely.
So I don't know if everybody realized the extent of everything that's happened from yesterday to today. But Trevor Lee, that happens with Trevor Lee. After Trevor Lee's in my chat supporting that, where we know, Nick comes in or whatever. And then this random person who I won't bring attention to goes live last night and starts threatening me and claiming I was threatening them and hindering their search efforts. And he doxes me again. Somebody who's been trying to suck up really hard to Nick. But the thing is, these we all saw what the 2 a.m. girls exposed, and they were set by Tony to cause infighting and doxing. And what has gone on in the past 48 hours is an attempt to cause infighting, doxing, and intimidation. And anybody the reason I feel I was targeted is because SF's situation played out in my chat with Brittany, which proved that the rumor that Nick said about SF was just not true. And then the person, I was over in Steven's chat, and I guess Steven's been having a problem with this person. So now all of a sudden, I'm doxxed by this person, and I'm being told that I'm hindering their search efforts, and I'm threatening them, and all these things that just simply aren't true. So it seems to me they're really amping up, trying to intimidate and threaten everybody and chase us all off one way or another.
Because what happened to Trevor Lee? Keeping all the distractions going too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it was a while ago that Trevor Lee stopped associating with that person, but who's that person's quote-unquote really good friend on here? Well, respectfully, I think a lot of us can conclude who it is. And who do we recently hear? They're in the one of the many, not many, chosen ones to be in direct contact with Tony and Seth. I honestly think this is like an orchestrated campaign against us, and it's only going to get worse.
That's what I'm saying. Yep. They're just going to keep doing it until you all shut up talking about stuff.
Yeah.
They could care less.
I don't know about that because I think people were madder than fuck yesterday. So in my opinion, I'm just going to go just my opinion, not anybody else's, not speaking for anybody else, just solely myself. I believe it's not going to ramp up. I think it's going to ramp the fuck down real quick. Because like I said, there was fucking people who were extremely upset about the doxing and the shit that was going on. And let me pop this real quick. Hold on.
Okay, I was told that too, Queen, and I hope you're right, to be honest.
No, I really do. I believe in, I'm just in my, and then like I said, this is just my opinion. It could be, I could be just, the only one feeling this way, the only one thinking this way, maybe, whatever. But again, in my opinion, I think that, I think people are pretty fucking sick of shit. So, with that said, after the first screenshot was said, you know what I'm saying? Like I just read that first one off. Remember the one where he says he's going to
skip the C&Ds.
Yeah, he's not going to do the C&Ds or whatever that they have. Oh, what the hell? They're not going to send the second round of them out. Is that right? The how I read it?
Yeah.
They're going to, I can't find the damn screenshot right now, but anyhow, that's pretty much what he said. So this one right here, let's see, is one that just popped out, and it says, this is from Nick, the one that's got me blocked, that needs to unblock me. The search for Sebastian Rogers remains a priority, even though I might not be broadcasting live at the moment. Rest assured, we are actively working to help bring this boy home. There will be an update on ABC2 Nashville today regarding the ongoing efforts to find Sebastian Rogers. So in my opinion, I think there's going to be a news thing, and then things are going to slow down quite a bit.
Yeah.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right. But Granny, from what I've been observing, I think you might be onto something also.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
honestly, the only ones that can stop this would be the Proudfoots, and I do have faith
Yes,
that they
ma'am.
will. You know, a lot of us became targets because we backed them from the attacks they were receiving. And I know Sebastian is first and foremost, and I would never, ever, ever want anything other. But I do hope if there was ever a time that they could do something that would benefit all of us in a, you know, appreciative way, it would be stop this, because this
Well,
isn't right. We didn't deserve this.
It would benefit them. It would benefit us. And it would also set a standing for any families in the future that this shit may happen around again, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It just sucks that they would be in that position that they would have to. None of this
Right.
shit should even be happening.
Their energy, I mean, what little
Yes.
energy I'm sure they have left.
Right.
It's very sad that little bit of energy has to be focused on all the stupid fuckery from everybody. Well, certain people, not everybody, but all the bullshit that's going on. It's just gross.
I agree.
Yeah, because, well, you know, first off, I'm not talking solely for the benefit of like me or anybody else who's targeted, but for them as well. They're going on national news.
Right.
Just going to repeat for themselves, for the benefit
Right.
of themselves. I mean,
Well,
let's
for
not.
Sebastian's case.
Right,
For
like the
Sebastian's
overall
case.
integrity. Exactly.
Right.
And
Right.
despite popular belief, me having opinions on Seth as a person based off his words is nothing illegal. So
Correct,
it's not a
Granny.
matter of like, oh, well, you should have just stuck to the facts or this or that. It doesn't come down to that. You cannot silence somebody for their opinions. And I've tread very carefully. I mean, the worst thing I've done is make some humiliating thumbnails, but other than that, I tread very carefully. So there's no legal action to be taken, to be honest. But it's just the fact that I think they know that too. Because if anybody really had intent to follow through with legal action, they wouldn't resort to doxing with the intent to intimidate and harass. That wouldn't have been the next move.
If
Well,
they were
thank-
moving forward legally, they wouldn't be talking about it publicly.
If
Right.
they had a legal leg to stand on, they would shut up and they would do it legally with their facts. And bringing that fact up, I'll say it again, Betty, I challenge you, if you have proof and facts to win this lawsuit, schedule your deposition, please. If you have a true legal whatever, but that's how these people roll. Like-minded people, what do they use? They use the legal system to shut you up. Schedule that deposition, girl. Little girl.
Well, they tried anyways. Lil Bo.
I still can't say that.
Lil Bo. Nick, unblock me, Lil Bo.
Lil Bo. Lil Bo.
Lil Bo.
I still can't say it worth a damn, and I'm Southern as hell.
Lil Bowie.
What do you mean BHP did this to Trevor? No. This didn't come from BHP. This came from Brooks.
Yeah, this came from Brooks. This didn't come from BHP. I just, every time any legal stuff comes up that's even spoke about with anybody else about facts and any kind of lawsuit or
Well, and what
C&D.
does Seth look like going through a fucking lawsuit with his son missing? I mean, come on. He does not have time to be dealing with that while he's trying to deal with, Sebastian missing.
It's just funny.
Right now, the
you
last
said
thing
that.
I'm going to deal with is a fucking lawsuit while I'm looking for my missing child. Oh, fuck, too.
Exactly. As I was thinking the same thing when we're like, you know, the Proudfoot's first concern is obviously Sebastian, right? That investigation, working with the police, everything. But it doesn't seem like, in my opinion, that at this moment, at least, is Seth's first concern, because instead we're getting all of this. We're getting a second round, and quite frankly, it'd be a third round because Seth already sent out a round, right? So we're
Right.
talking third round.
Right.
Would be going out. So it makes you wonder, why is that the case? Like, why is that more of a focus?
The grift is real, baby. I'm not saying he has any involvement, but, capitalize on whatever you can, just kind of like, get back at people, a.k.a. Katie. Get back at your roommate by doing what you did to his pizza He's a vindictive person.
You know
That's just his own words.
You know what it shows? It also makes him a bigger victim in the public's eyes because he's the father of, again, this is my opinion, my perspective. He can play the victim card. Oh, my woe is me. My son is missing and people are saying mean things about me. It needs to stop.
Mm-hmm. And then they go on national news and, you know, they're being threatened and, you know, all these things. You know, there's somebody now claiming that as they were searching, they were being shot at. Yeah, ridiculous claims like that are coming out of the woodworks.
What?
But
no, that came out. I know who you're talking about, and he said that when he was first searching, and everybody just was like, "Where's the receipts of that? We've never seen it." And then everything went quiet. But we're regenerating old stories. We're pulling out old
that's
things.
what it is.
Mhm.
Right. But the only proof we've seen of any threats has come from that team between Tony with the TikTok girls and what they exposed, and then what we're witnessing here right now. And like Rex says, I know, you know, that one particular non-creator states that she just started talking to them this week. Well, I find it ironic that I just suddenly became a target this week too. Like I know how to put one and two together. And like I said, Trevor Lee was just in my chat supporting me. And I think that's what they're doing. They're just like that. And they're going to keep going until, like you said, Queen, they're, you know, hopefully something's come about that, you know, Nick just said he's not going to be going live, right? I mean, that tells me something. Last time he said he was muzzled, implied it was by the Proudfoots, and it was not. So I do believe
I believe a lot of people were fucking pissed when he started doxing your family, your dad, bringing people into it that have nothing to do with nothing. Like, that shit crossed the line, man. Like, that didn't have nothing to do with nothing. And like I said, nobody spoke about his parents. Nobody has gotten like that. You know what I mean? Nobody's been nasty like that. Nobody's even spoke on Seth's parents at all, even though they've trashed the fuck out of Chris's parents.
It's funny. That's what I just said last night. Like, who's dug into Seth's neighbors and family and his parents?
I haven't seen anybody driving by his house at 3 a.m. taking pictures, harassing his neighbors, talking to his neighbors. You know what I mean? And Sebastian was over there just as much. I mean, fuck, he was outside talking to the neighbors while Seth was at work. I mean, we might get somewhere if we go over there and start asking questions.
Well, think about this. Seth hasn't had his whole floor plan to his house put out there. All of his property lines. He hasn't had a drone flown over his house.
He had a fucking shit fit when T Rev took a picture of his fucking crotch and put it out there in his chair.
And we called that out and said how nasty it was.
At the time.
Yeah, and I called it out as well. I didn't agree with it either. I said that father's sitting in a chair relaxing with a trusted friend, and this is a photo you take. I didn't support that either.
Yeah, that's
bullshit. And we called that shit out. You know, we called that shit out. Like, you know, stand up for what's right. I mean, I don't like Seth. I'm not going to make any excuses. I just don't. You can have a missing child and be a piece of shit. So I don't like him. But that was wrong the way he was done. And if anybody's driving by his house, it's wrong. But I've never seen proof of any of that happening. Have I seen proof of the Proudfoots and the Bowerstocks be stalked by multiple people? For fuck's sakes. Sonia went to his school and then lied to the school and said that she wasn't on YouTube. She has a channel. So it's multiple people, and we have multiple receipts of it, of all of it happening. But not one receipt have I seen of anything being done to multiple people over there. Just haven't seen it.
No, we've never seen a receipt for a slashed tire.
Never seen any death threats. Never seen proof of any threats at all. Never seen proof of anybody tearing flyers down. Never seen proof of these slashed tires. No receipts, no pictures, and no police reports, and nothing. Absolutely nothing. No police reports where they've been filed for people tearing down flyers or preventing them from searching. There's no police reports that are saying they're being stalked, harassed, or anything of the nature. Nothing. Right.
And
there's been no proof of absolute nothing shown. Nothing at all. We can't get proof of anything.
A manufactured email without a police report means nothing to me. You can you can make an email. You can make an email. You can make a fake email address and email yourself a threat and say, see. No, Without a police report, it means nothing. And if a receipt is of a city worker taking down a flare, as in Betty calls them, those flares, that's because it's against the law off utility poles. So, yeah, there's certain receipts that are bullshit, and yeah.
Well, and the fact that Dog is saying, Chris is screaming at searchers, it was Betty. And he was right. We don't need you here. The police are covering this. I mean, there's so many things. It just really blows my mind because all of these creators, like I said, Justin the other day kept writing in chat in all caps, we're on the right side of history. This is a 15-year-old boy. You know what I mean? This isn't politics. This isn't your favorite, football team coming up for a Super Bowl. It's about a 15-year-old child. And if any of them over there think that they can't face actual legal consequences for making statements like, they said leave them backstage. They just wanted to write you a message. Any legal stating that Katie was an alcoholic throughout pregnancy is what caused Sebastian's disabilities. Yeah. Saying, there's been a lot of slanderous remarks. Go back to any of my streams. I don't care how nasty I got with Seth. The nastiest thing I ever did was call him a fat ass. I've never called him the P word. I've never said he was guilty. I've always maintained just because I don't like him as a person doesn't mean he did something to make his son disappear. People over there have been screaming from the rooftops that they literally took Sebastian's life, and they don't do it and it doesn't matter what your channel name is. I can name myself Granny's watching allegedly right now. It doesn't matter. It doesn't protect you. So the people that are supporting this, it can and just may happen to you too. And I guarantee you'll see that side screaming outrage and claiming that they're trying to distract from searching for Sebastian. Like if roles were reversed, what do you think their responses would be if the Proudfoots were doing this?
Yeah.
Well, if the Proudfoots were doing this, we'd be calling them out too. It's wrong. Whatever, and I hate the side thing.
Hold on. What's this in the back here?
I don't know.
We got folks burning down buildings and stuff, allegedly, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Gosh.
Oh,
dang.
yeah. Yeah.
Gosh, dang. I wonder, you know what? I was
burning down a dwelling, and then there was one previous to that. Yeah.
Wow.
Fire starter?
A fire starter.
What's that?
Little Sparky.
Little Sparky.
Mm-hmm.
Or a little
Miss
insurance.
Queen, I'm gonna hop down real quick. I gotta wash some windows before company comes. So gotta get some work done while I'm feeling good.
Thank you, love, for coming up and hanging out, and thank you so much for yesterday.
You are very welcome. You've earned every penny, second, minute of all of it. The way you've helped all of us out, well, most of us out with being able to just get out of bed in the morning and try and have a good day. And if we're not, you're always there to listen. So, you know what, ma'am? It's a family.
You're so sweet, Benjamin.
You are.
Benjamin, that is.
Thank you.
That is so true. That is absolutely so true.
And I'm glad you're feeling better, baby. DM me.
I will.
Okay,
yeah, it's a good day, so.
Good.
All right, love you guys.
Come wash my windows.
We love you, baby.
Windows.
Nice
Before
try.
the storm.
Yeah, pay for the plane ride, and I might think about it.
Oh shit! There we go.
Bitch, let me go to Chili's and get some money up, baby. I'll fly you.
She said, "Let me whip out those golden knee pads, and I got you,
girl."
All right, bye everyone.
Bye, honey. Bye.
And
love.
Everyone in the chat, that is not T-Rev. That's Trev Time that was in the chat. Trevor Lee. Just so everybody knows. I guess everybody's having a fit in the chat.
Yeah, he's still in the chat. Trevor Lee's still in the chat.
Kathy's here. I gotta hop down too. I gotta get to Chili's and shake my tail feathers, and I got airplane tickets to buy.
Yeah, 401k money too, and don't even think because we got all those yesterday. You're out of it. You ain't out.
I ain't out of it, baby. I'm still working hard. I'm working hard for the money, honey.
We'll take a couple breaks. We'll take some breaks.
Okay, I gotta raise some money for some airplane tickets so I can get my windows washed. So. I got things I got to do. So, but thank you for letting me up. And Trev, If you're still in here, thank you for coming up and being so real and honest, and I really appreciate it. Granny, Cheesy, Voices, everybody, y'all have a good day, and I'll be down in chat and I'll be listening.
All right, love you too. We'll
Bye,
talk to you in a little
Ro.
bit.
Bye, honeys. Bye.
Have a good day, bro.
You too.
I didn't see her in the back, so I'm not sure if she popped up or what happened.
No, I said Cappy's in chat. Can I show her her owls?
Oh, yes. I thought she was in the back. I thought you meant she was back in the back.
We got this one for you. And then we got that one. Who? There you go, Cap.
She said, who?
Yeah, she wanted to show her last night, but you had the thing up, so she couldn't.
I couldn't show Cappy.
And then we got onto another conversation.
So thank you for letting me show her.
Well, yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Are you being an accent bigot?
We got a pair of Hooters here. Hoo.
Hold on 1 second.
Oh, thank you, Cappy. And you can put a battery-operated tea light in the white one's belly.
Yeah, specify battery. Yesterday, I was like, I don't even, when I hear candle, I don't think of battery operated. So I was like, how are you putting candles in paper stuff? But I didn't even think of battery operated, dummy me.
Yep, that's with the crows and the owls. Yep, I did them myself, Cap. Yeah, I realized that I needed to correct myself because I don't want to be like Laura and put paper in a laser engraver.
Right. Well, it's just dumb of me not to even think of that, but I don't use battery operated candles. My point in having candles is for the smell. So I have,
No, I went and bought a little package of these at the craft store, so that the battery operated ones, so that I could make sure to test them out to see how it works. Ooh, spirit jeans. That would be cool. Thank you, guys. Thank you. My crafts keep me sane.
Well, I think of me as a smart person, so maybe you might want to put a disclaimer on your table at your market. Battery operated.
I actually sell the tea lights separately.
Oh, okay.
There's a whole stack of tea lights, and unless you buy like 5 of them, because if you buy 5, I'll give you the tea lights for free.
I think of myself as a smart person, and if my first thought was to go, why are you putting flame in paper? I'm just worried that other people would think people that aren't so smart,
Well, I appreciate that because I don't want to test out my business insurance the first time I hit a craft fair and start pushing these out.
Right. And there's a lot of people that are a lot dumber than me out there. So,
hey, listen, I live in the land of stupid people. We had some people night before last that were trying to. There was a baby bison there. It's one of the ones born this spring or this summer. So it's maybe 8 months old. And we had people like surrounding it, trying to like push it back towards the herd night before last. I really wanted to go live, but I chose not to because I was afraid that we might see something really bad. But you could feel the ground shake as the big herd of mamas came up and over the hill. It was quite crazy.
I don't feel so bad. Roro said she thought the same thing too.
Oh, listen, I appreciate it because, like I said, I'm not looking to test out my business insurance already.
You might have to send out a disclaimer. Don't use actual flammable candles.
That's exactly what I was just sitting over here looking. I was like, I was sitting here thinking, I wonder if I can cut the disclaimer out of vinyl and make my own little sign that says, please don't use actual candles.
You know, I bought a cutting board, and on the back of it, it says, do not use as a cutting board. I kid you not. I'm like, wait a minute, this is a cutting board. Like, it's literally advertised as cutting board, but on the back of it says, do not. It was at one of those, like, not dollar stores, but like dollar plus type of stores, like a Dollar General type.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, oh my goodness, that is the most confusing thing.
So do you use it as a cutting board?
Yeah, that's what it is. I don't know what the hell the disclaimer on the back was. What can call, you know what I mean? What could happen? I'll take a picture. It's the funniest thing.
It's held up, right?
It's just a wood slab, and it literally had the plastic, like, you know, wrapped around it, advertised as a cutting board. And I kid you not, on the back, it was like, do not use as a cutting board.
That is so insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have a cricket. Sorry. I wasn't paying attention to chat. I was looking at something else. I apologize. Yes, I have a cricket. The cricket does all the hard work. I do the fun stuff about gluing it all together.
Shelby Lynn said, where is Hong?
I don't know, but please don't say
I
that.
don't know what happened to him.
Sticker says, I don't think Brooks wants everyone digging into her. She's a doozy. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's been
sure is.
Too.
Do you guys remember that night in voice chat on Discord with Critical K and Brooks called K screeching?
I wasn't there.
I remember that because that was my first introduction to who Brooks was. Brooks was mad over K over something. It was wild. No, that was just my first introduction to who Brooks was.
AB actually like put all her stuff out there, I think. It might still be up on his community tab, actually. Snazzy, trinkets, jewelry. Notice how quiet Seth has been except for in chats of certain creators that push his narratives for him only. I've only seen him in Brittany J's and BHB's. Jen Rebel says, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. Dumb hazmat, allegedly, in my opinion.
You know what's a shame about that is, you know, when this all does come to an end, and at some point it does, right? I pray it doesn't become, you know, 3-4 years down the line or whatever. But selling your soul out for what, it's just not worth it. I don't know. That's all I was going to say. It's just not worth it.
And I don't care what somebody has done on here. To call somebody a pedo, that's terrible. That's a horrible thing. That's probably the worst thing you could say about somebody. And I mean, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a double-edged sword because listen, there's people in that you know, it's a double-edged sword here with this with wanting to keep your name private and be private and stuff like that, because to an extent, you know, it's all fine and well for people wanting to be private, but listen to this. There was a case where we were talking about a 12-year-old little girl being essayed and brutally, like essayed and all this and stuff, you know, by her alleged mother and boyfriend or whatever, her boyfriend. So anyhow, long story short, there was someone who was really close with the glare. Actually, as a matter of fact, and we've talked about it before. He's the one who yells, "You're 48 and work in a gym." Long story short, he ended up getting doxxed, and he was actually a disgusting fucking predator. He had, you know, essayed a 16-year-old girl and, you know, sodomized her and had her sodomize the girl that was with her. It was a fucking awful. It was horrible. It was horrific. And what he told the glare when this all came to light was that he just touched her boobs. That's it. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
So Glare defended this motherfucker until everything came to light. And then once everything came to light, he was like, no. I don't think he defended him anymore at that point, but it was already too late anyways. You're defending a fucking predator, an all out, you know, and he did this to these young girls and then made this other girl do this to her friend and in front of him for his own trigger warning. Disgusting motherfucker. And he was all up in and through this case talking about, well, my girlfriend's just a grown adult Sophie. What? You sick motherfucker. And he was hiding underneath the goddamn profile the entire time. So like,
Wow.
I mean, at that point, what do? You know what I mean? And to make matters worse, he has a fucking deep voice, radio voice. So women fucking flocked to him and melted like butter in his fucking fingers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it was
There's
awful.
nothing.
I mean, it was awful.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
And he tried to fake his own suicide. He tried to fake his own death. I mean, it was that bad.
Oh yeah, he was a weirdo.
Hey Queen, hey chat. I hope Granny is doing okay today. Tiffany says I love being part of the hive. Thanks for all you guys do. Sherry, thank you for the $5 super sticker. Wishful thinking happy woman says a good afternoon. Too funny last night. William Eyelash, member for 17 months. Glad to be here. Thank you. I'm glad you're here too, baby. So I'm all caught up on these. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't, ignoring you guys. I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
I'm sorry I interrupted you a couple of times. I got a little excited. So where that guy came from, did you hear rather recently where this guy came forward claiming he had relations with Gypsy Rose's boyfriend, Ken Urker?
Say that again?
Did you hear where the allegations came that this guy came forward claiming he had relations with Gypsy Rose's kid's father, Ken Urker, like her current boyfriend?
No.
So this guy came out of nowhere and he said that he's had sex with him on several occasions. And people are running with it, but the guy was like contradicting himself. Like you could tell he wasn't being honest, whatever. Guess where he originated from? Oni's community. Like he was part Oni was so here he was known for doing things like that. And I started getting all these emails, so I was able to kind of expose like, wait, this guy's always made up stories against men. Like this is what he does. Like he's a troll. So that is that one. But in the little sector over there was another guy that was in quote unquote true crime or whatever. And it turns out that he took the life of his kid's mother in front of his kids. But he got out in the UK. He got out on technicality because when they had something going on and somebody had to stand in for what would be our DA. And at that time, they asked for a continuance. And the person that stood in that day agreed to the continuance. Well, the continuance date was outside of the date that he had a legal right to be heard by. And on that and that alone, despite stabbing her in her back 9 times, he was let out of prison for taking her life from their kids. And he was right amongst us in the community, threatening females and everything, trying to even date some of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's why I know people get like insulted when some people are like, well, who are you? Where'd you come from? Like, you're just popping up in Avatar. Like, who are you really? But that's why, because there are situations where, anybody can be anything, especially on the internet. So to some extent, anonymity is a great thing, but it's also terrifying because you just never know.
Right.
It's a double-edged sword, really. Like social media is like with the names, you know what I mean? You want to give people like their privacy and stuff, like YouTube, YouTube hysteria, you know what I mean? Like that's their name. That's what they want to be. You want to call them by, But then you're like, dang, what if that was something like with Truthy, like with him, you know what I'm saying? We didn't know he was anything like what his fucking background said, and it was awful. You know what I mean? So
I would love to be able to put. I would love to be able to put my stuff out there so that I can prove that I'm a good person. But you got to be careful on here,
Right? Yeah, you really do, because then you get fucking weirdos that do weird shit.
Yeah, only put out your information if you're a bad person. Because they're going to find it anyway. Or don't use your real photos or real first name or anything because, people do, they deep dive and they'll find it. I asked somebody one time, like, you have any idea who this, like, random alt channel is that keeps coming at me? And I kid you not even 20 minutes later, they were like, here's the real name and da-da-da. Some people are really good at finding things, and it's scary. So any inclination to who you are, don't ever put it out. Excuse me, unless you are willing to take the risk of somebody finding out everything about you. Don't mention your town, husband's names, your kids' names, pet names, nothing. There's too much, too easy to find things.
Yeah, somebody said something about they was wanting to start a channel. I'm like, shit. Yeah, you better make sure you're ready because you know, say one thing that somebody doesn't fucking like, and that's it. You know what I mean? You're gonna be going to town. People will fucking try doxing you, doxing your fucking dogs, your pets. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
It does get wild. Or they'll make up shit. So then you kind of have to come out. It's like a tactic, like, oh, we'll just lie. Like, kind of what just happened to Trevor Lee, right? Like, we don't really have anything to get this kid on. Sorry, not kid. He's not a kid. We don't have anything to really get this guy on. But, you know, there was this story he shared very publicly, a trauma he experienced that. And the only reason he shared that was to help people understand why he's so passionate about what he does today. Why he's so passionate. You know what I mean? And it's a shame that Spade took
You know what's really fucking sad, though? The worst part about it, all of it, is, to me, in my opinion, Trevor is the one who brought this case to light. He's the one who, brought this to YouTube and, tried to help Seth get attention on Sebastian to spread the word. You know what I mean? And he's the one, I believe, that got a hold of JLR to help record and get the word out and stuff. And then the way Seth fucking turned on him, and it just was wild as hell to me. You know what I mean? And then not to mention he did it on Smiley's, and and was talking about he didn't realize he was on panel. He knew damn the fuck well, in my opinion, he was on panel.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if you knew, but that whole day, those two went around telling everybody they'd be on Smiley's that night, which is why Smiley has such a large audience.
I thought it was allegedly some fake profile, and they didn't know, but I'm not buying that. I mean,
right.
The trees look exactly like the trees where they were at.
Right. That fake profile accidentally ends up backstage. The camera comes on. The profile name is Chris, and the same trees are right there. I mean, come on.
Yeah. In my opinion, that was Tony.
It was a major setup. And that's where Tony holds the camera, as Seth is literally raging in a way we have never seen before. And that's where he goes, "This is my son. I named him." And it was like, whoa. You know what I mean? Like that was the kind of first time I ever seen him be his whole self. And his spokesman was holding a camera for him. It baffled me. If anything, you would, Yeah.
If anything, that good spokesman, if he was a good spokesperson, he would have shut it down, and it wouldn't have gotten to that, because a good spokesman doesn't let the person they're representing be shown poorly in the public light.
Right.
So that's my opinion.
Man.
So much fuckery around a missing 15-year-old boy.
Oh, for sure.
It's sad, because it makes me wonder if this wouldn't have been what happened with Summer Wells, but the band couldn't keep it together long enough.
Well, if Don and Candace were split, I'm sure it would have been exactly like this. I hear a lot of people saying, like, this is worse than Summer Wells. With utmost respect, no, it isn't.
It's as bad.
It's as bad, right? It's not worse. It's equally as gross. I know I played a part in it. I'm not dismissing that or denying that, but it definitely it's not worse. And I just pray it doesn't end up being like Summer Wells, where we're 3 years down. I mean, it's almost the same step-by-step play as Summer Wells, to be honest. Then the billboards and whatever, and then Don going to jail, and some of this is a lot of the same characters too that are in it.
That's why I said I believe that this is what Summer Wells was supposed to be, but the band couldn't keep it together long enough. And I want to applaud you, because you're taking accountability, saying that you have played your part in it, and I've yet to see anybody else out here on these streets do exactly that. They would rather justify, well, I'm just here supporting. I have a child that's on the spectrum, and it's just really hit me close to my heart. And they're not
close, right?
Yep. And they're not seeing it from the proper perspective, in my opinion. And here you are standing over here taking accountability, saying, yeah, shit, I realized what I did. I fucked up. I fed into it also until I didn't. So I applaud you for standing up and saying that.
I do appreciate that. Thank you. Well, that was really the whole point of my stream the other day, was like, how do we get this far? How do we stop it and get back on track? And the way it ended was just so ironic to me, because like the purpose and what it started completely proved why it can't happen, right? Like, I mean, I've been going into different chats. They've always been respectful to me. But this, literally the past week, like, it just amped up so much. Like these, I don't know. And like these channels that are popping up, which I'm sure you guys are aware of, they accidentally slipped and kind of gave away who they were. But I don't know. It's just, it sucks, because it was the whole point was like, how do we step it back and get back on focus? Why are we so divided? Why are there teams? Blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, well, now we're reminded why, right? But again, nobody knows what side of history they're on. And you don't know if you're on the right, supporting the right person or not, because with utmost respect, we don't know. Like, do you think Seth Rogers is going to admit that he did something to Sebastian to anybody on YouTube? Do you think the Proud Boys are really going to open up and admit it? You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to get the truth from either side. So you just have to go with your heart and your feelings. But I think a lot of people are just following what's popular, right? What's convenient.
Well, I mean, they might be doing that. They might actually believe that they're backing the right horse. I mean, you can't. Humans are peculiar creatures, right? You don't always know, and even when you do think you know, you don't. So
yeah. Well, one particular person admitted that they behind the scenes they talk about all the red flags. So it's like, no, they're fully aware. It's just not like I said, it's not convenient to speak that publicly, which is a shame, because it's not for Sebastian at that point. It's for whatever sells.
It's for self-serving purposes, especially if you're only willing to talk about the red flags behind the scenes, because that says everything to me. If you're only willing to admit those behind the scenes, that means in my opinion, that means you're here for the clicks and views, and you don't care about the accuracy of the information that you're putting out. That makes that creator part of the problems, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Given that we have enough fuckery out here as it is, somebody who only reviews red flags in private and openly, publicly supports the person, again, you're being part of the problem, not the solution. My opinion.
So,
what? I heard it.
Somebody was asking in the chat, somebody made a statement that Ellie was already aware, had those CPS information from day one, and that is true. But it wasn't too long ago it came out that, I guess I'm going to say allegedly, but it was posted in a mysterious disappearance group that Seth Rogers was sued by Rancho Santa Fe Protective Services in 2018, which is San Diego County, California.
Wow.
And then it has the document there,
Damn.
So it does sound like, and I'm not just saying that because it's Seth, but it does sound like, and I've said this, it sounds like CPS was a lot involved rather often, not as often at, normal, everyday families don't have this happening where CPS is involved all the time on both sides, right, in both homes.
Right.
So there's either something we're not being told that doesn't belong to the public, which I respect, because it's not up to us to solve this. But I do think we're missing like an entire big chunk of the picture. And that's just my opinion.
That could make sense why he has Tony and he's being so aggressive. That's in my opinion, that could totally account for why he's acting one way and then we see him act a different way. Because and maybe that's why he's out here so much, because he's out here trying to control the spread of information. So if I distract and baffle him with my bullshit over here, then they're not going to go digging deeper and find this, and this. That I mean, that's likely to have happened.
Seashells, I have said horrible things about Seth in response to things that Seth has said and done. I've never accused that man of a crime. It's all opinion based. And no, after what Seth's team did to me yesterday, I'm not done. If anything, they just incited me to why silence me during that video. And if the next person plays that video, they're going to get the same response. So, you know, I might have been very critical of Seth, but no more critical than he has been out here when he's speaking and the things that he's putting out as well. So, whatever.
You're always going to have people that don't like one part or another, or they like you one day and they don't like you the next. They're always going to be out here.
Oh, absolutely.
It's all whether you let them rent space or not rent space. It's all, I mean.
Yeah. I guess I was going to say there was one really weird thing that came up in my stream right before that derailment came in. And it was Seth made a statement that he wanted to get out of California anyway because they just changed the law to be a 10-year difference.
Yeah.
And then he mumbled into something else. Wasn't that weird, Cheesy? I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, I had never noticed that the first couple of times I saw that, but then when, was it you who was doing it or Jay that was playing it?
Me.
Yeah, you. And I was like, wait a minute. I never heard that before. Yeah, that was interesting.
What do you mean a 10-year difference? What is that in relation to?
We think it has to do with his different age difference between him and Katie because...
Oh, fuck.
All he said was...
about that.
He said, and I wanted to get the fuck out of California anyway because they had just made some new laws. I think he said some stupid laws. And he said one having to do with a 10-year age difference.
Yeah.
It was something like that. And then, am I right that he kind of just like rolled off the topic right after immediately? It was weird.
Well, by that point, I mean, they didn't meet in California.
No, but he's not smart, so he might have thought that was going to affect him.
Oh, okay. I get it. I was just confused. I'm like, wait a minute. He didn't meet her in California. They didn't grow up there, so that wouldn't affect him in California. It would be in whatever state that they met in, right?
Yeah, but he would just assume that, he was going to be a victim of it, so because he's not smart, I mean, I thought that too. I mean, it obviously wasn't going to affect him because wouldn't think. I'm not a legal expert, but I didn't think that would affect him either. But he's not smart, so
right.
There's that. He's one of those kind of people, I think, in my opinion, that hears something that he might think has to do with him, and he's going to go with it as, oh my God, you got to be dramatic, and oh my God, I got to get out of here. So this is going to be,
Mm-hmm.
He reminds me of the type of person that would be that way.
Granny, are you able to talk about how the phone call with Lesniak went or that discussion at all? Are you able to talk about that?
Oh yeah, I don't see why not, to be honest.
What transpired yesterday? Like I said, I'm curious as to know like what his response to you pointing out all of the things was.
Well, at first I found it ironic he knew my last name and I didn't give my last name, so that was my first flag.
Oh fuck.
And yeah, pecan pie, that's it, whatever that change was. And then he said, what's going on? I said, I'm calling about, your I don't know, your client, your partner, Nick. And he goes, I said, are you aware of what he's doing? Are you aware of what he's doing online? And he's like, no, what's going on? And so I told him or whatever. And he kind of acted a little stupid with me. And then I said, listen, I'm reading your response to his docs right now where you like give how it's not against the law unless it's done with this intent, whatever. And I said, respectfully, it can be proven it's done with the intent to harass or intimidate. I said, so, as well as I know what he's doing is wrong. So this is supposed to be about a 15-year-old child. I don't know why I said, I've been here for 7 months speaking about Sebastian. I don't know why you guys are coming in now and this is the way you're coming in, but what does this do to help Sebastian type of thing? Then he said to me, well, are you saying things without, like, as fact and not your opinion? And I said, no, because I'm not stupid. I am not. I said, you should be more concerned about what your client/partners out here doing and saying. I said, I know I haven't broken any laws, so I'm not afraid of that aspect with it. Said, but what I am concerned about is the fact that my family's now involved. I said there was no reason to go that route. Respectfully, you wouldn't want it done to you. What was the purpose of that? And then I said, I know Nick is on state parole, and I'm not looking to have to escalate this to any further level, but I also feel threatened by what took place. And then he said to me, oh, didn't you say you were going to come to my law office? Do you not think that's threatening? And I said, no. I said, well, actually, I never said I was going. I didn't name I was coming to your place. What I said is that, trip we were going to take. I said, but then I calmed myself down and I thought I'd just give you a call. I said, I know how hard it is to get a hold of, attorneys because I have one myself. And then he said, he said, you didn't, you said you were going to stand outside and demand answers. I said, no, I never said that. I said, but even if so, that's not illegal. And it wasn't done to threaten you. And he goes, well, just to be clear, I don't feel threatened. I said, well, I'm glad you don't. I had no intent to threaten you, but to be clear, I do. I feel threatened.
Right.
So that was pretty much the basis of it. It was just like yeah, and that's what I said to him. I said I was actually replaying an interview of Seth Rogers. So it was his own words speaking before your client/partner came in and started threatening me. Whatever. And then I said, respectfully, you invited anybody to stop by your office when you were on Mr. E's channel. And then he said to me, he kind of ended it with like, oh, well, here's my office, gave me the address. Stop by anytime you're in the area and say hi. And then it was kind of implied that he knows I'll be in the area very soon, which left me a little, So yeah, it was, at first he sounded like he was kind of being cool. Like he wasn't really where he said he was going to reach out to Nick and ask what's going on and all, but
did you happen to say to him about all the mis and disinformation that they're putting out? They're not getting accurate information, all of that. And given that, did you ask him about the $25,000 pledge? Like all of that, like dude has a $4.5 million judgment against him. And he's over here pledging that he's going to bring, $25,000 to the table. All of those things. And the fact that also Nick is writing, in my opinion, he is writing checks that his attorneys ask could potentially have to cash. He's making big things involving the attorney.
Well, I did say to him, a lot of the information that you guys, think you're aware of is not really factual, it's rumor based. I said, which quite frankly is no different than, what you all think I'm doing wrong here. And then I brought up,
calling him the drop foots.
No, I didn't say anything like that. Somebody made a comment up here that made me remember what I had said to him.
Okay. Well.
He did tell people to stop by on that live. Yeah. I basically said to him, like, I don't understand the professionalism, the lack of professionalism that's being displayed here. Respectfully, how does any of this help Sebastian? Could understand if you came in a non-biased point of view. And then I said to him, and to throw my past up there, I said, you shared that you're in recovery, as am I. And being that you're local to my area, obviously we're in the same area. I said, I'm a little disheartened that you'd be okay with this guy involving my family the way he did. And then he made a comment like, oh, that's allegedly your father. So there's no don't allege at me. He knows, he wrote, it's my father. He knows it's my father. Like, you know, so I basically at one point kind of said to him, like, let's kind of cut the bullshit. You're fully aware of why I'm calling you right now. I wouldn't doubt Nick was sitting right there listening in. They had plans on me showing up at the office that day, which dawned on me as I got in my car in the rain to go there. I'm like, Nick's probably standing there with a camera. Let me just turn my little happy ass around.
Oh, good. Dude, that's actually a brilliant thought, because my dumbass, I wouldn't have thought about that until I rolled up there, marching out of my fucking car, like marching in there like a...
At first, I was hot, voices. I'm like, I'm going up there. I'm gonna. I think I said, I want to know. I want a statement if he's aware of what's happening. If this is what he supports, you know.
Nice. Yeah, listen,
that's what
I was in the same way.
I said it's weird that, you know, Nick would go and post, you know, not only my record but that of a relative. I said, with utmost respect, what does my retail theft that led to a couple years of probation have to do in comparison to a man who committed an entire fraud impersonation against our local government and is still currently on state parole? And once that ends, he's set to go on probation. That's how much the county deems him, you know, needing babysitting outside of, and so, you know, I hate to escalate this further, but I would be willing to. I just hope we don't have to do that, because this should be about that missing boy and not our egos. And he's like, I'll give him a call and ask him what he's up to, but I'm not really sure. And, you know,
you realize that, like, that attorney is also, he's governed by rules and laws of offices that are in your, and there's certain conduct that's acceptable, not acceptable, right? Shit, my washer's going off balance. I'll be right back.
Oh, that's the other thing I said. I said in that little threat of Nick being like, oh, the ADA that tried her is now part of our team. I said, you know, I don't know if, like, you're trying to intimidate me with local politics, but I am local. Like, basically saying, like, I know the people you know, and I don't really think it's a really good idea.
And he needs to realize, okay, he can sit here and say things about, oh, well, he doesn't know what Nick is doing, but he's aligned himself with Nick. He's allowing them to make videos at night in his office. I mean, there's obviously a bigger relationship there than just lawyer-client.
Easy at night. I mean, shit, during the middle of the day, they were sitting in his room.
Yeah, so there's more of a relationship there than just lawyer-client. I'm sorry, in my opinion.
Yeah, when he says, I'll give him a call. What, you going to stand up and yell out into the day room? Hey, Nick, I need to talk to you. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't go and make videos at my lawyer's office, so.
Well, and that's why, like, at first when he said, like, oh, are you Jessica, whatever, I'm like, well, red flag number one. You know, I might mispronounce words and stuff and get a little fast speaking and all that, but I am not stupid by any means. So that at that point, I knew he knew who I was, you know, and I said I didn't give you my name. But when he at first tried acting like he was a little bit clueless or whatever, but then I said to him, like, well, you know, with utmost respect, let's cut the shit, because I'm reading your response right here to the docs. And you acknowledge it as an attorney. This docs was done with the intent, you know, fully documented what the intent was. So if he was trying to kind of be a little slick with me, part of me was like, all right, maybe this is a respectful guy and, you know, he gets it and he's going to, and I thought maybe he would, but it still remains. So he obviously didn't give a shit, because then he also did some tweet thing about, if people keep harassing my clients, well, with utmost respect, until you are recognized by law as part of the open investigation into the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers, like, I could say I'm involved in an investigation of Sebastian Rogers, and now you're hindering me and you're harming me. You know what I mean? So I just, you know, who has actually officially acknowledged them as being part of the investigation to Sebastian Rogers?
Well, and you see him as a lawyer, you would think he would conduct himself as such.
Well, and that's why I have questions about, like, how much does he know what his clients are doing? Because his clients are justifying their bad behavior while throwing rocks and hiding behind the attorney. And
that's what I mean. I don't know if he knows exactly what they're doing.
Well, not just the attorney, but attorneys, like claiming that, oh, the former, you know, DA that sought over my charges in 2018 is now on their team. Ha ha ha. Like, you were trying to intimidate me with local politics. But I'm here to tell you that throughout my time of being a felon, I have met a lot of people in the legal system as well. And despite my charges, I am very well respected. I'm very friendly with a lot of local judges and police officers, and believe it or not, even lawyers. So this idea that, like, you know, and that's what I was trying to say to this attorney, like, with utmost respect, put his record next to mine, it looks worse. My retail theft from 2018 when I was, you know, a fuck up, or this man who did this elaborate plan where he faked evidence and tried framing a government employee because he didn't like the conditions of his parole. And then he went on to impersonate 2 local news reporters. And let's not forget the couple mil he owes to another company whose reputation he ruined with allegations of sexual SA. I mean, utmost respect, this attorney might have good reputation, but Nick doesn't. And all of that matters. So, and if Nick wasn't worried about it, he would have went and made excuses for what the whole little raccoon man and the glove emoji. No, you can say you it means whatever to you, but the way I interpret it matters to me. And I full-heartedly believe that was a threat, especially followed up with, you're in my area and you'll come to my door. I felt threatened, and no amount of excusing or justifying your use of entering my chat room, okay, I didn't go seeking these people out, won't be justified, especially when, you know, my ass is off probation. I served my time.
Hey, look at what I wrote you in the back.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was in that chat, and to me, that looked like a threat, because he said, "Oh, sounds like we found the queen skunk," and then all of a sudden he's putting the skunk emoji with a boxing glove. That to me looks like a threat that he wants to hit you.
Yeah, and the boxing glove symbolizes that you want to hit somebody, and then then somebody commented on my thing and said, "Nick's right. You do
or knock him out.
Knock him out, right?" They commented, "Nick's right. You do have a punchable face." And I thought, oh, okay. So Nick said that after putting those emojis in my chat. Everybody that threatened me after Nick's thing just proved that Nick's thing was a threat, and that was his purpose, was to make people go after me. So they all think they're so slick, but they're really not. Really
Right,
not.
and that's a crime too. You know, putting up a dog whistle for people to go after you.
Yeah.
You know, that's a crime too, I think.
It is because you're not allowed to use this platform to brigade and cause real world, real life harassment. And that's part of what they're doing, is they're coming around and they're picking at people while being on a live or coming into somebody's live stream and doing that. I would be curious to know if Nick's probation, parole, sorry, thank you for correcting me. I would be curious to know if he's got some restrictions in his probation.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he did this before and was on the interwebs, then that could be that he's not allowed to do some of this.
Well, yeah, but don't you think his parole officer would already know he's on here? And you know what I mean? I don't think I don't think it's a secret. I don't think he's.
Maybe why he's not allowed to go live.
I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Maybe that's why he's not allowed to go live. Maybe that's why maybe it was his parole officer that muzzled him, and he's blaming the Proudfoots because he was speaking irresponsibly, and brigading against a husband and wife that are missing a child.
Yeah, and what's really important to remember here when it comes to my personal situation is Nick didn't write, like, here's the woman that's harassing the father of missing child. No, what Nick wrote is, this is a YouTuber many seem to love, or something like that, right? So it's not like Nick, basically what they're trying to stop is exactly what Nick is causing.
Yes, they're using what they're trying to stop, but they're using it as a weapon in an attempt to fight others.
Right. Like, you're now threatening people because you're claiming you guys are being threatened. You're now harassing people because you claim you're being harassed. You're now doxing people because you claim people are being doxed. So it's important to recognize that Nick didn't say that, you know, my dox was put out there because I'm being so harmful to Seth Rogers. No, he said this is a YouTuber many seem to love, or something like that. and proceeded with that. Not just my doc, but of a loved one. And again, I think that's all important to recognize. And I guess since the cat's out of the hat, if you will, I guess he realizes that the attorney for my relative's case is the same one he hired for his. We're all connected one way or another there, Nick. I would never go after Nick's mom. I would never be like, Nick's such a piece of shit. Let me put out what his mother's done. I would never do that because that lady, and that's what I said, that attorney. I said, my father ain't on here. My family ain't on here. What was the purpose of that if not to cause some type of emotional harm to me or my family? What other reason would your client have for doing that? Because I spoke to my attorney and there's no justification for it. Like, there just isn't. But who wants
Yes,
to those words?
I agree with what Pecan said. If these people are professionals, then they need to be holding themselves to a higher standard than what they are currently.
Right. I did, Dan. Well, that's what I said to him. Like, where's the professionalism? Like, what is the end goal? And why is this happening? Because a lot of us have been speaking about the disappearance of Sebastian for months now, and you guys kind of just came in the scenes, and this is how you entered it. And I just don't understand why. Like, I don't understand what the end goal here is. But this isn't the way to go about it. This isn't going to end well for anybody.
Well, in different professions, you expect those people to be professionals, and like a judge expects a lawyer to hold themselves with a certain decorum.
I mean, not to support doxing, random doxing of people to intimidate them. Yeah, you expect an attorney not to support that.
Right. And a nurse, we expect them to hold themselves, to have bedside manner, to have, not to come out and call people names and stuff in a professional manner, and he was in a professional manner yesterday when you called him at his law office. So he should be showing some professionalism. And all of this, and he's coming on as a lawyer, as Nick's lawyer, he should be holding himself as a professional.
To be fair, on the phone, he did seem professional. Like, I thought maybe there was, some type of understanding hanging up, but I also realized that he is a professional. You know what I mean? Like, in the same hands. So,
yeah. I'm just saying, with him aligning himself with this crap with Nick is, you expect better from him.
Can I acknowledge this comment? Sorry, Granny. The histrionics about emojis is really pushing the envelope. Let me make myself very clear. It's not the emojis. It's the entire situation that took place. So you might think I don't care what you think. Hope you can prove that your allegations warrant your response. What is my allegation? What allegations did I make? No offense, but knowing folks that may help might not help. You should say that to Nick. He's the one trying to threaten me by knowing local people and claiming he has all these local connections. And if anything, I wonder if it came to it and these local connections knew that Nick was throwing his name around to harass and threaten people on the internet, would they be, a little more inclined to flex their professionalism at that point and not really appreciate being tied into it? Yes, the totality of it all.
That's kind of what I was getting at. So thank you for picking up what I was putting down, because all of these people have, like, an attorney has ethics and standards that he has to adhere to. And that,
Yeah.
And especially if, I would, it's, I don't know. Go ahead.
Is that Nick in the chat? Unblock Queen.
Unblock Queen, please. And click the link and come up here. It's an open panel. All you got to do is tap that link and make sure you pause your YouTube. Come talk to Queen. Come tell her why you blocked her. I'll hop down so you can come up.
It is a weird statement, straight talker. It makes you wonder who it is. But yeah, no, it wasn't, just an emoji, which again, I do find threatening. But it was also followed by, I can either drop my email or he'll be at my door, which I feel is threatening. He did make a point to say, oh, you're in Delco too? Great, which I take threatening, because we're talking about a parolee. I don't care how any of you feel. I know that Nick has, according to the arrest records and the news articles, he did say see you soon as well. Then he doxed me to make it clear he knows exactly who I am. But he also, according to news articles, he is known for fabricating evidence. So, for all I know, I could go drive down the street and get pulled over because somebody called and said there's something in my car, and there could be. So I have every right to feel how I feel right now. I don't care if anybody thinks this. First off, not even being hysterical because I have a sore throat. So I'm actually very tame compared to how I normally would be. But
eat a couple marshmallows. It'll help with the sore throat. The glycerin and the marshmallows will coat it, and it'll give you some relief from it.
I feel like I heard you say that like a week or so ago, and I'm like, freaking marshmallows?
Yeah, and if you don't have any marshmallows, you can eat marshmallow fluff.
I actually have a ton of marshmallows.
So just eat, chew them up real good and swallow them down, and it'll help coat your throat and it'll make it feel a lot better. Don't do what Amy and the other gal tried to tell Retro and eat crackers.
Crackers, that would hurt.
That will not help. It's marshmallows, not crackers.
That's funny.
Marshmallows.
That is good to know. Thank you.
But that would help to alleviate some of it, and take it with do a Tylenol with it. That'll help to reduce that. But anyway, home remedies from Voices. Sorry.
No, I appreciate that. I was trying to remember if that's what I heard.
Yeah, marshmallows.
Wow, Jammer said I heard it too. That's crazy.
Shrev Time says, can't send much, but wanted to say thank you, QB, for letting me tell my story. To anyone who has a story they've yet to tell, there are people who listen. Absolutely, honey. Anytime you want to come up, you're welcome to.
Amen.
Happy Life says, good morning, y'all. Real life. Busy today.
Busy today.
I thought it said busy. Like Bizzle, smoking. Shelby Lynn's here. Maybe that is the reason behind the rap song.
I think that's the reason the rap song's removed. And guess who's all playing it?
I played it.
I know.
Because it's fucking funny.
Fucking
That's why you're blocked, bitch. No.
He said they ain't
you know what? Is that what got me blocked? Nick, unblock me, gosh dang it. Come on, man. Just come on. Just unblock me. I don't even know what you do. Why are you doing this to me, playing these games? Just unblock me here. Let's talk about this. Why are you doxing Granny out like that?
Well, that was my other point too.
Bullshit. That's some bullshit.
What's really weird about it, though, is think about this, right? If they were really here and their intent was to spread awareness of Sebastian, why did they go right to blocking like majority of us without us even commenting or anything? Right. If you don't want us resharing you out, you don't want us bringing awareness to what a great job you're all out here doing, why are we all blocked?
Yeah, and the fake dog, the bounty hunters got us blocked too. Ain't that crazy?
What kind of professionalism is that? Wop, wop, wop.
Mindy, you're up here with us, baby. How are you?
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, baby, you're up here with us.
Okay, I just want to say that you are amazing. I love your show. I love your panel. I love everything about you.
You're sweet. You're too
Thank you. And I feel like we can relate. If you can't tell, my voice is there, yours.
Yes.
I was in a house fire in 2016, and ever since then, my voice has been like this.
You still here?
Yep.
Oh, your avatar left and came back. So I just wanted to make sure you're up here with us.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you were in a house fire and that affected your voice.
Yeah.
You
sound okay to me though, but I can hear you
it's just
fine.
low. Yeah, it's like a whisper, kind of a little bit above. So, yeah, I lost my daughter in that fire.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. But I just want to say I love you all. You're doing amazing. And I'm so excited that I got to be up here.
I'm happy you came up here. I wish you that you would come up sooner or come to visit, when you get a little time. Don't be so nervous. It's like talking on the phone, huh?
Yes, it is. It's so easy.
Like that. Yeah, but once you get up here, you don't have to have your camera on, and I don't make you keep your camera on. I don't care if people don't want to put it on. I always put the screen up just in case, because some people drop the peen on me and stuff. So I don't want to let you guys see all that.
Right. That's my daughter, the avatar.
Oh no, you're fine. You're okay. I just pop it up just to see, just to make sure it's not, you know what I mean? Somebody playing a joke
Yes.
or something, you know.
Yes, I know.
And
But
it's the internet. None of us can bite you, so.
Yep.
It's also a good lesson why people shouldn't make fun of the way people sound and stuff, because everybody has a story and we're not always aware of people's stories.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Thank you. You guys are great. But that's all I wanted to say. And now that I know it's so easy, I might come up again.
Yeah.
Oh, testing the waters. That was awesome.
Yeah. Thank you guys. You guys have a great day.
You too,
You
love.
as well.
Ooh, Burnt Toast
Yeah.
makes a great point in chat, you guys.
What'd she say?
I think Nick is also trying to bait you and others into threatening him so he can show proof of the allegations he's been lying about, lying about for weeks. It's a Betty tactic. LOL. Yeah. Or lol.
I agree.
Do you guys say LOL or do you say lol?
I say LOL.
I hear people be
I've
like,
heard people say lol before too.
my daughter
But-
does that. She's like, oh my God, lol. And I'm like, what? Low
Well,
what? Low on
well, the
sugar? What
younger-
are we low on? Like, what do you
The
say?
younger people do, because like Burnt Toast, we used to call them LOL cows, but she calls them lol cows. So yeah.
Speaking of LOL, did you see that T.I. got like $71 million from LOL dolls for copying the band that he created for his daughter?
Oh wow, no, I didn't see that.
No.
Yeah, they fought it for like 3 years. So LOL dolls came out with a new line that was called OMG, LOL OMG dolls. Well, OMG is the name of T.I.'s little band he created for his daughter. And these dolls resembled every time these girls were out, like same hair color, the outfits, everything. So it took them 3 years and they finally proved, or they won by a jury and they were granted like 70, I think it was like 71 mil or something.
Damn.
So T.I. is really rich right now.
Oh.
71 million from and it's the toy company, so they'll actually like see money. But that was just a side note. But I think you're right. I think egos were hurt that day because we debunked something Nick has been saying. We proved that his inside source Brittany is a liar. So I think that's why, because I can't think of what other reason would make him come in there and be all upset and honor me with the Burger King crown. Appreciate it, bud. But I'll hand it back over to the actual skunk if you don't mind. I mean, how would we threaten him? What do you guys think of that? Do you think that's what he's doing?
Granny, I don't know.
I'm not.
I don't know. And I honestly, I got a little bit worried when you got threatened because I believe that Burnt Toast is onto something with that. I also believe that they're going to listen. Attorneys are supposed to have ethics and morals and values and all of that, but C's and D's get degrees too. Mm-hmm. So you can have ethics. I mean, you can have them, but you can also be morally bankrupt. So, we're humans, we're flawed. And just because he is in an attorney position doesn't mean that he has to always use the same ethics and standards, right?
Right. Look at Ricada Law.
There you go. Yep.
But what scared me the most is they're in her area.
Yes.
I mean, yes, threats on the internet can be serious. People can travel and whatever, but it makes it even worse when they're in your area. That's really scary.
Well, and they threatened to show up at your door.
Right.
They brought your parents and your family into it.
Right.
That's it. Why? What does they think that you are like? Do they think that it was a brand new revelation? I mean, you came out and you were forced to talk about it because somebody else forced you to talk about it years ago.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, somebody can say emojis isn't a threat, but it is. I don't care.
It wasn't just the emojis. It was the
that's
why I think
too. But
I think Spooky here just might be either him or somebody working with him. But I'm not going to show you my cards. I'll tell you what. You prove I wasn't threatened. How about that?
Right.
We'll let the law decide which is which. I don't care.
I figured it was probably him in the chat. That's why I said unblock Queen.
I mean, if he wasn't worried that what he did couldn't be perceived as threatening, he wouldn't have went on to excuse or justify his actions. He wouldn't have been worried about it at all. Why explain yourself? There are plenty of people that were eyewitnesses to what took place. It wasn't just emojis. It was a lot of things followed by actions. So, yeah, Spooky McDorko. I don't have to tell you anything, quite frankly, or overtly prove anything to you. Again, if they want to take it far enough, we'll let the law decide. I don't care. I'm not really that pressed about it. And actually, in Pennsylvania, we have this really cool thing that's called a private criminal complaint, which is if you feel like the police aren't doing enough and you feel like you're not being taken seriously, you can override that by, we're one of the very few states that actually have this. You can go to any district judge and show them what is going on and saying why you have a reason to be fearful. And again, documentation wise, yes, my retail theft from 2018 is so horrifying, but quite frankly, recent, more current records lead me to believe that I can be and should be more wareful of my surroundings going forward.
Absolutely, because you
you're like that one state, like Virginia. What is that called?
Commonwealth.
Commonwealth, yeah.
We're Commonwealth, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And they're a lot more protective of their residents.
Yes, ma'am.
Look at him trying to justify himself, or you just have news stories for allegations about SA. I never said he has allegations of SA against him ever. I never said that. So replay it and get me for slander. Wish you would. Did anybody ever hear me say Nick has allegations of SA against him?
Nope.
I never
Not
said
once,
that.
not ever.
Never would.
Who typed that to you? Sorry, I didn't.
Right, where the fuck did that come from?
Spooky McDorko. Spooky McDorko said, "Is he a violent felon?" I say the.
Is this in the chat or you somebody in your comment section?
They're in yours, girl. They're chatting right now.
Oh, what did they say?
He said, "Is he a violent felon, or do you just have news stories for allegations about SA? Because that's really slanderous. If you're triggered by emojis, yikes, that's taking a feather from BHB's cap, isn't it?" Yeah, I guess it is.
Maybe that is Nick. Maybe he's got clean blocks so she can't see his comment.
Why don't you come over here and let me? Yeah.
You know what? He threatened truth serum and get people in and out of Me Too. If we're supposed to take somebody at face value, that in and of itself, in my opinion, is enough to cause alarm. On top of that, they clearly know your last name. They know who your family is, meaning they know where you live. Yes, that is enough to be concerned, in my opinion.
I don't think we need to justify ourselves to Spooky McTurdo by any means. I think, it might just be.
What's up, B-Thug, Thizzle?
Hey, what's up? What's up?
What's up? What's happening, mate?
Nothing much. Just came up. Just got back from my non-existent job. 65-year-old man coming back from hiding behind the chilies. Maybe talk to you.
How many more quarters you got to work till you're able to retire there, old man?
It's so many quarters. So, anywho.
Oh, what's going on, man?
Nothing much. What do we know anything that's happened with Jared Lizak yet, or is he still fucking the Jared from AWP, not the other Jared, not the other Lizak? Or is it still
Lesniak? That's the other attorney is Lesniak, but
I'm talking about
from AWP.
Yeah. I'm just making sure that the lawyer doesn't do we know anything except for it's been sealed? Because there's a rumor that he took 3 lesser charges.
I do have here he took a plea.
Yeah, so weird. I mean, and it's sealed. I'm wondering what the hell happened. But anyway, I just wanted to ask, see if anyone knew about that.
That was probably part of the plea deal.
I'm sure
I'm sure if they told him that he had to plead guilty, I'm sure there was a lot on the table for him too to do it.
Yeah, probably because all the other people were coming forward from his house.
Yeah,
from his that were made claims against him. So
it's not sealed though, B-Tim. It says he pled guilty on all charges, which is count 1, blank of a child, first-degree felony, and then he pled for guilty of count 2,
Yeah.
child, first-degree felony.
Yeah, but they've been sealed. It says sealed, filed stipulated motions to seal hearing, filed sealing hearing.
Oh, how did they have this then?
I don't know. Mercator
Maybe before it was sealed.
I don't know. I mean, maybe like because it said like I heard people say lesser charge. I'm wondering where that came from. But that guy, I mean, like there was a lot of people dead to rights go. He was pretty much done for. Like there was a lot of people testifying. He was going to have the Bill Cosby effect, where like one person you can save for the money, 5 or 6, it's going to be an issue. Transcript sealed. Okay. So, but yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Offering $199 minus 30%.
Oh my god! But like, yeah, I don't know. I hope that. I mean, like, I'm thinking what the worst. I feel like the worst situation is going to happen with Jared is that they're going to charge him like a child, like he was underage when he did it, and they're not going to give him jail time or put him on a list. That's what I think is going to happen.
Well, I mean, possibly, B-Tim.
Which is like, to me, it's like, why even plead? Just like, why even try the motherfucker? If you're going to just give him a sweetheart deal like that. You know what I mean? I want to see his ass in jail. That's what I want to see. But I don't know if he's going to jail. I think he's going to escape. He's going to get away with it.
In my opinion, yeah, he probably will pay restitution out the ass. And
yeah, I think he got away with it. He got away
with it for all these years.
Yeah.
I mean, really, seriously.
It's nasty. It's really nasty.
But I mean, he thought, and then it says he admitted it to a cop as well.
Yeah, he admitted it to, apparently he admitted that there was some sort of like things with, let me see what exactly it was. What was, like, it was long term, like it was something with the family or something like that. I have to read the thing. But yeah.
Bueller says, might be late, but what the hell was Nick's tweet? I didn't see anyone's name. What tweet? The one that we just showed, or?
No, they're trying to be a smartass.
What? I don't know. The one we showed said that he's not handing out any more C&D, or they're not gonna hand out no more C&Ds or whatever the fuck. Something about having a conversation. We already had a conversation about it to know what's in it, but we don't know what's in it, so it's gonna have to be you sent to whoever you're talking about. Gray one said unblock QB. Come on, Nick, unblock it now. Come on. If his post doesn't talk about unblocking me, I don't care what it says.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the guy's a loser. I think the only thing he's accomplished in his life is basically being an asshole.
Look, Stitching said, I'm offering $1.99 minus the 30% for Nick to unblock QB.
I totally choked on my coffee from laughing so hard I took a sip, and I was laughing when I saw that come across.
Dixie and Tennessee mountains. Everyone stay safe in the storm. You know what? And you be careful if you're down in the storm. I did hear it's supposed to get pretty bad. So
yeah, I heard that too.
Oh my God, do you see what Body said? Body said I was in a Vice TV show with AWP, and I'm mortified.
Bueller, are you kidding, Granny? What happened? What happened? See, what had happened was,
well, it started by
Bueller's upset about this.
Bueller said he doesn't see any names. I feel like that's just plain semantics, but that's just me. But listen, he's responding via super chat, so you should have let us go, girl. Just kidding. Bueller, I like you, Bueller. You know that. Yeah, he was on a blocking rampage yesterday. So many people were like, well, I got blocked. We got blocked. But he did catch the eyes of some people that have quite a following on Twitter. So I think that was great.
Well, I mean, that's his whole campaign is to like basically anger people to watch him because people anger watch that guy. And I think
YouTube bad actor says Nick blocks anyone that isn't a simp for him. Well, he didn't even give me a chance to simp for him or anything. He just blocked me right off the jump. Said "fuck you."
Yeah.
Blocked, bitch. Bam. Done.
Yeah.
I ain't listening to your fucking mouth.
Let me see. Why block everyone? Because he's a thin-skinned motherfucker with a balding lawyer. I don't know.
Oh, he's just playing hard to get. That's all.
And that's a fact, sir. That's a fact. That's not defamation. That's a fact. You are going bald, Mr. Lawyer, but you know, can't handle that. I suggest you never practice law in New York.
Well, I think, B-Tim, I think you're onto something, because if you think about it, people stop paying attention, right? And what better way to get everybody talking again about them is through these type of juvenile agitator type of actions.
Yeah, it's called outrage publicity. It's outrage advertisement.
Right.
Basically, you get people pissed off at you, and then they watch you, and they see what you're going to say. And the thing is like, you know, he knows that most YouTubers are not going to go after him legally like the other guy that went after him for $4 million. So he plays these little games, and he threatens that he's going to get, like, you know, a lawyer that's going to get you. But the truth of the matter is that's going to cost him a lot of money. So we'd have to get money from somewhere, and I don't know where he's going to get his money from. I don't think his lawyer's going to work for free if he's just a one-person practice law firm. You know, you got to work your ass off when you're an attorney to pay for the lawyer, to pay for the secretary, to pay for the rent, to pay for your family. I mean, you're talking about you got to make money. You know, so I don't know. I don't think he's going to be working for free for Nick the Hat. And he can state that he's going to send, you know, federal whatever he's going to do. In conjunction, whatever the fuck it is, but that costs money. So we'll see what happens. Injunction. That costs money. So if he wants to waste money around, it depends if the publicity is more. If he gets more publicity to doing that, then he might do it. If it pays out more, like if he gets like a good advertisement on a big channel. That's why I get like very annoyed with these channels like News Nation or Court TV or like fucking Coffindorfer or these idiots who don't do any research on these people. Let them up, give them legitimacy. Just like fucking News Nation guy who did the interview with fucking T-Rev. Oh, T-Rev, did you really talk to the co-burger on your phone? And he's wearing a fucking, I don't know what the, politically correct name for a sleeveless shirt is, and a hat. And like he gave him legitimacy. And then he just because the mainstream news gave that idiot T-Rev legitimacy, led a lot of other people to basically go to, subscribe to him and trust what he said. And this is like basically the problem with mainstream news. They give legitimacy. And it's the same thing when they cover Betty. Betty is just a true crime channel, just trying to cover up the truth. No, she's a harassing piece of shit, garbage human being that has been harassing people for years. And she's basically figured out a formula ever since the laundry case to basically do the same thing to other people. And the mainstream people just keep on allowing these idiots on. And they give them legitimacy, and there's no ramifications. I'm trying to say the politically, I don't want to be called like, I'm saying something. I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, the problem is that is the problem. So Nick the Hat is a symptom of a wider problem of mainstream media legitimizing, and allowing these idiots to say whatever they want and spreading misinformation. I mean, they're like literally, like you got one lady who I liked. I mean, the person who interviewed Dog the Bounty Hunter. She's like, I was placing bets on whether you would find him or the police. And I bet most of the panel said you would. Like, what? 71-year-old fucking E-list actor who barely can even walk from one end of the block to the other is going to find a missing child? Okay. We might as well put our bets on fucking the tortoise or the hare. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, ma'am. Who's going to find them? Probably the police. The police will find them. Not a 70-year-old E-list celebrity who barely can walk from one end of his house to the next. I don't know why people don't understand that.
Oh, you're the next one to be blocked. Remember when Rabbit called him a D-list celebrity?
I don't comment to them, so they don't block me, so I can particularly just not read all their stupid comments. Because I know I'm talking to deaf ear, like people who are just like completely deaf to you and don't want to listen to you and don't want to take any criticism because they're just basically going to just keep on doing what they're going to do. But let's be real here. You had News Nation platform him, this dog bounty hunter. You had Coffindoffer platform. The man doesn't even remember the father's name who he had hours of conversations with, doesn't even know the child's name, says Nicholas, and then proceeds to make up huge allegations and theories and stupid things and borderline illegal activities, and then proceeds to not do jack and shit instead of sitting in his hotel in Florida. I'm not picking on a 7-year-old man. I'm just basically telling it how it is. It's like the man was, let's be real. Let's be 100% here. Dog the Bounty Hunter wasn't exactly like picked for his brains. Okay, let's be 100. The brains of the operations was his wife, his previous wife. She was the brains. He was the bronze. Let's be real.
Correct. He even says that.
Yes.
He gives her credit for making him. Yep.
So let's be real. The wife, his previous wife, was the brains of everything. Every single thing. That's why I have a lot of respect for her. I think she was a very nice lady. I think there was a lot. She probably, if it wasn't for her, he would never be as famous or make as much money without her. Let's be 100.
He even says that.
Yeah. So right now, what am I going to do? I'm dealing with the bronze, and the guy's 71 years old. So there's not much bronze left. Let's just say that much. Unfortunately. And this is not, and when you're doing missing person cases like this, that's not the type of muscle you want. You want the muscle between your ears, the brain. You want the brain. You want someone to think, not some idiot that's just going to run around and make stupid statements. I mean, right now, now people are looking for a kid named Nicholas, thanks to the dog, the bounty hunter. Thanks, dog. And thinking the parents know the answer. Okay.
Rest in peace, Beth.
Oh, I know. I mean, I'm just saying, and I'm not putting anything down on 70-year-olds. I'm just saying, if I'm 70 years old, I'm probably not, unless there's some sort of like.
Tim, you better be careful. You're only 5 years away from 70. So.
I know, right?
I don't support B. Tim's ageism right now.
That's what I'm just gonna say. It's ageism, and I'm not down with that because I'm closer to 70.
Well, I mean, maybe if there was like In Time, like the movie where you could just like put nanotechnology and everyone's young, maybe I could be okay with 70-year-olds running around the woods of Tennessee. But right now we don't have that technology. Right now we have to deal with the fact that you're not a 20-year-old or 30-year-old person anymore running around the woods of Tennessee.
Now would be a great time to insert the clip of him screaming, "Can I have you, Brian?"
Oh my God.
B. Tim's already been called an accent bigot, so we might as well put ageist on there too.
Why not? I mean,
I've been called ageism for saying stupid things like, "You guys are old enough to be my mother." And they're like, "You're ageism, Granny." I'm like, okay. All right. Do you know an injunction would be extremely hard to get? Because an injunction they're like not granted very often, especially in Pennsylvania, because the First Amendment really comes into play then. You have to have they would have to have me literally what SF did, saying he's the N word and even saying he's the R word, like blatantly saying those things. Those could, potentially lead to, but you have to prove severity, like a severe need to, because it's basically a gag order. It's an RO.
Yeah, I mean, the truth of the matter is that it's all threats, and it's all threats of basically wasting your money. Because most likely you'd have to get an attorney to fight it, because obviously you're not going to walk into the courtroom by yourself.
I'm a judge lawyer. I would absolutely find out everything I need to know on my own and represent per se for sure. I mean, I'm being serious. I would try it.
I mean, you might, but I'm just saying most people would get a lawyer, and then they would have to fight the BS, and then he would lose. Obviously, Nick would lose tremendously, of course, and then he'd probably try to make up some bullshit reason like, I was trying to protect Seth and Tony Mathis and Dog the Bounty Hunter from them being attacked by these evil YouTubers.
Oh, Christ,
these evil
here comes the accent bigot again.
I'm going with the accent bigot. I don't know how you sound like a little rat like Nick does. Because that, by the way, that's an opinion. Like a rat that's been soaked in water and then let out. And just that's what I kind of like. Whenever I look at Nick, I think he's a rat. And that's an opinion. I'm not I'm not saying you are a rat. You just sound like one. But I don't know, maybe like a squeaky voice. I don't know how I can do a squeaky rat voice. But anywho.
I'm trying to think what.
I think he would sound more
What?
Sorry.
No, I was just trying to figure out what the appropriate squeaky rat voice.
Yeah.
So would that be like?
It's what we hear when he's fibbing voices. You ever notice how his voice gets a little bit higher when he's like,
his Billy Madison voice. His Billy Madison voice.
All right, we got a couple. We got Cheesy back here, and I think somebody by the name of Larissa. Hey, what's up, love?
Whoa, that's a lot of.
Yeah, somebody dropped their phone, maybe, or something.
Maybe their earbud.
Yeah, it could be. Cheesy, you up here with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I sure can.
How you guys?
How are you?
Good. I came up actually to talk to Betty. You know, her in the bushes.
Because you know she's sitting there.
Oh yeah, her and her people. But you know, it's all about the subjects that have been, you know, ad nauseum. So stop me anytime.
Yeah, no problem. I'll be right back. You can keep on going.
Is it okay if I talk?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, stop me anytime, you know, with any comments. But Betty, bless your heart. You know this vigil thing that you keep harping about. You know that Queen and Clue did not set it up. It was the lady that drove the 2 days to confront you about the disrespect you gave to the military. She's been on 2 channels admitting it. I believe somebody there chased her across the field, she said, or maybe chased her out. I wasn't there, so I think you called the cops on her first at some point. Is that right? I mean, you guys jump in. But I know you wanted to be Clue and Queen so bad, but it just wasn't. So, for one thing, everybody knew you were there. You were filming from the back seat of a vehicle, and that itself, you were breaking the PO. But you know, it's anyway. It was that lady. So,
would that be the Texana lady?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
She admitted it. She admitted it on 2 different channels that she did it. That she called the cops. And of course, she knew about the PO and breaking the PO. I mean, it's all over the internet, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but she just wants it to be Clue and Queen so bad, and it just wasn't. I'm pretty sure that the reports that they'll get will show the phone number, won't it?
Yep. Waiting on that.
Because I know
it wasn't her that called, but he was talking about Clue there, so.
Well, I know the cop said it wasn't Clue, and Tony was like, well, you know, she could have changed the name, but no, because you know Clue, if she did it, she'd say it.
She'd claim it.
Yeah, anyway, she just wants it to be these 2 so bad, and it just wasn't. So find out who the lady is and go confront her is my thing.
Well, it sounds like she already knows who the lady is because she confronted her at the event. You know what I mean?
I know. And yes, Clue and Cletus were around there. It was all over the internet. But I know that Clue, they filmed it from one place. They were in just one place and filmed them as they went up the road. They were not part of that group. And if you thought they were from that group, why didn't you call LE if you thought they were following you?
Well, they probably didn't want to call her Lee because she had her legal issues that.
Right. Well, I mean, it's over now. So if you're sure that they were following you, prove it. But you know that incident with the cops, a particular person from her group, and I hate to say their side and my side, but you know that's the way it is. A particular person from her group told somebody in this group in a Discord about the cops, and it went viral. That's how people knew. And of course, people are going to go watch. Betty, you would do the same if it was Clue. You know you would. So, they weren't doing anything wrong. They were filming you. But anyway, yeah, I know you want it to be them. So, I know you don't like these felons from over here, but that's pretty rich since you got 2 on your team. And I think there's some rumor going around about a combined 5 to 6 million that they owe. Pretty sure.
4 million, I think Nick does.
Yeah. So, you know, he did time.
And Dog owes, I think, 1 million or so to the IRS.
Yeah. What you eating,
Yeah.
Tim? It sounds good.
Frozen banana.
And I've been around long enough, Betty, to know that you've got 3 convicted felons in your group, in your very chat. So, you know, I mean,
pretty severe charges, to be honest with you, for felonies. Like, what was Dog's, what do you mean?
I don't know what he was, but, you know, she doesn't have the designation of a convicted felon. She's got a pretty long rap sheet. You know?
Yeah, that is.
And who gives a shit if there's people that have channels that are felons? Go bother the people that have gotten out of prison that have channels that help other felons that get out of prison. You know, I mean, really, just stop it with the felon stuff, in my opinion. But
yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of what was the exact. He did 18 months. I'm trying to remember exactly what he did. All right, he was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to 5 years.
But you know, because it's her group, then they're okay. They're her felons. So
yeah. So I mean, like, yeah. So I mean, like, you're gonna compare like someone who like me, like the small charges you see with these other YouTubers. Dog should not be throwing any stones at anyone based upon their history. Let's just say that much.
I know, but it's like it's her felon, so it's okay. I'm not sure she knows about the 3 in her chat though. But anyway. And you're screaming about that you haven't broke any laws in Tennessee. Other than the one clearly written in the laws.
No, I think she's going to jail. I mean, like, I really truly think she's probably going to go to jail. And people say, well, she didn't go to jail immediately. Well, she smartened up and got a lawyer, which was something she should have done in the first place. She should have showed up immediately when she had the chance to that hearing with an attorney. But instead, she decided to think that she was going to play little games, and then she went to jail.
Yeah, and while the PO may not be a quote-unquote law, that's what she broke. That's why she got arrested. So she needs to get off that. And, you know, the thing that she cries about all the time, that all the flyers have been torn down by the Bower Sox and this side. Well, prove it, Betty. Where's the film? Where's the pictures? Prove it.
I mean, the problem is that there's no proof to it. They're just lies. They're lies, and we live in an age of society where if you say something loud enough with enough conviction, people will try to believe it. And the truth of the matter is, that's what's happening. A lot of these people who are, you know, you got Betty, you got all these people screaming and screaming and screaming. Like, oh, we're being harassed. We're being followed. There's death threats. And it's like, okay, do you have proof? Quiet.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to about the death threats. You know, if there are death threats to anybody.
By the way, is there any way you can lower your mic a little bit?
Oh, sure.
It's pretty loud.
Is that better?
It's a little bit lower now. Just try to get to the middle.
Okay, is that better?
No.
Okay.
Try coming closer. Try coming closer now, because you look like really low.
Okay, is that better?
Yes, that's good.
Okay, thanks. You know, if her team really is, anybody is getting death threats or any kind of threats, well, then publish the email addresses that are on the emails or the phone numbers that are on the text messages or any kind of proof so that everybody on both sides can look out for who it is and turn it into LE. I mean, nobody should be threatened. None of them.
Well, the truth of the matter is that it's the people who are doing the threats are them. They're doing the threats to the prophet. They're basically, that's all they do is they threaten these people. I mean, you know, you got Dog that talks about truth serum and all that stuff.
I know.
And you got Nick talking about knocking on people's doors after putting a sign in the chat of being of a skunky and being punched. And meanwhile, like, you know, he's calling Granny and Clue skunks. So are you implying that you're going to come to their door? And then you post their record. Like, these are threats. You're threatening people. They're the side that's threatening people. The only thing that happens in this, you know, people who talk about Seth or stuff like that, just talk about the shitty things the guy has done in the past. Pretty much that's it. And most people did not accuse him of murdering or kidnapping his own son. There are some people that do believe that. And the problem is that you feed into that theory, that conspiracy theory, by doing all this sketchy shit. And I keep on saying, like, well, you know, you do a lot of sketchy shit. You hang out with sketchy people.
Well, you know how subs are loyal. I mean, no matter what you say, they're going to find a way to say whatever because they're loyal to the channel. They're not going to be in chat saying, Betty, that's not right. Or Betty, you shouldn't do that. Or Queen, you shouldn't say that. You know what I mean? So...
I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, and we are under a flood watch. Well, hopefully everything's all right. Everyone's in Tennessee and Florida. Hopefully everything's all right with you guys.
You know, the other thing she screams about is stop the drama. Just stop it. But yet she brings on Yada, if that's her real name, on the show knowing full well what that was going to do. Full well. And then screams, leave her alone. She had to shut her Facebook. Blah, blah, blah. Well, what did she think was going to happen?
That's a Betty's problem. Like, Betty knows exactly what happens when you basically bring a person like that on a live stream to say fucking shit like that. You don't think people are going to dig into that woman and find out what happened? Is she really who she says she is? Betty does that all the time. But the problem is Betty doesn't give a fuck about Yada or anyone. It's all about the views. At the end of the day, what she should have done was she should have did what a responsible content creator would have done, gave her the riot act and said, hey, you know, once you do this interview, everyone's going to look into your Facebook, into your social media. So you might want to shut that down right now before we go live. But instead, just like usual, Betty fucks someone over and she blames everyone else.
Well, the thing about Yada is she started right out saying, oh, they've docked us before. They've threatened the family up here before. Well, okay. I mean, what did she think was going to happen? What did Betty think was going to happen? I mean, you know, I don't know. I think...
No, she knew exactly what was going to happen, and she didn't care. She doesn't care. Like, people that think like Betty cares about you, or Nick cares about you, or Tony cares about you, or any of these fucking clowns on that side of the aisle care about you. No, they don't. They don't give a fuck if you get harassed or fucked with. And only thing they care about is, can they get views? Can they get money? And how much views can you get them? That's pretty much it. I mean, simple as that.
Yeah. So her other thing that really bothered me in her snotty, condescending, nasty voice. Well, if you think you can do it better, then do it. Okay, well, Betty, I pay for 2 billboards in a city where 4 interstates bottleneck at, rush hour. and it's not cluttered with all the business signs. So, and no, I'm not going to tell you what city because you can't send your minions down to try to find out who I am or dox me. So, I also gave 50 flyers to 4 different people. One who drives I-10 in both ways, I-80 in both ways, I-35 that connects the 29 all the way up to the Canadian border, and one in Northern California that can hit the out of the way, truck stops where, they like to stop. If he was taken, you know how truckers like to stop on the off places so they're not seen. That's on Highway 99 though. So, but I know, according to her, done it all wrong places. So, and no, she doesn't have the entitlement of knowing where or when or who. But I'm sure other people are doing this too. But they're not going to tell you, Betty. They're just not. So, anyway, that's about it. The other thing, her screaming about calling Nick's parole officer, it's a given right to the public to call any parole officer anywhere.
Let me ask you a question. I'm gonna put this because I know Brittany J's like, oh my God, the people calling a parole officer. Let me ask you a question, Brittany J. Let's say you had someone go into your chat and then put a symbol of punching you in the chat, like what they perceive what you are, and then say they're gonna knock on your door, and then post your fucking docs on a Twitter thing. What would you do, Brittany? Probably be freaking the fuck out.
Oh Jesus, B-Tim, she would fire up a live, she would start crying, and she would beg for money. That's what she would do, in my opinion.
Okay, and that was done. If that was done to fucking Jaundice for All, okay, the same idiot, he would probably cry too.
For all.
He would probably cry too. He'd probably run to the police station and make a police report. Okay, so these people that sit here and it's like they condone that behavior, and to be honest with you, they should be telling Nick to fuck off and be like, listen, you want to talk about Sebastian? How about you stop acting like a fucking idiot and start focusing on not making yourself look like an idiot? Because it's like when you're doing a situation, when you're trying to do publicity or something like that for a missing child, you have to keep your hands clean a little bit. And acting like a complete fool in everyone's chat and talking about, going after people because they have an opinion different than you, that's not keeping your hands clean.
Yep, I know. I had a family member who went to prison for 6 years, got out, went to the parole house or halfway house and all that crap, and he started it right back up again. And the God-given right to the public, somebody knew he was doing it, so he turned him into his parole officer. I mean, that's what the public does. She was saying, oh, trying to ruin the one person that makes money in the family, and no, Betty.
Yeah, I mean, like, in the end of the day, like, Nick's behavior is bad. Okay? You go on a live stream and talk about crazy things like truth serum and shit like that on your post. Yeah, people are going to be like, what the hell are you doing? Sir, you're not supposed to be doing that. And then you talk about visiting people's homes and shit and talk about doxing people. I mean, give me a break, bro. Like, you acted like a fool. You're not acting like a journalist, first off, because, a journalist would probably just talk about the story and move on. But the problem is that you have some channels that legitimately, think this guy's legitimate. I think he's just a piece of shit.
Well, I also think that, the other side, I am willing to bet that some of the loyal followers probably called too. So, I'm just saying, Betty. I guess the last thing, the demand from Nick's lawyer and all the people up there that we stop talking about Seth and all of that. Well, her channels, they go through every single interview, almost every night, every word, and pick it apart. But yet, Granny does a live with Seth.
No offense, but as long as it's not defamation and slander, you could probably bring a civil case, but that is not a criminal case. Okay.
No.
Now, no one's defaming the guy. The guy, people are reviewing what he's saying and having an opinion. If I wanted to, I can make an avatar of like fucking like Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, put him on a fucking wall and knock him over, you know, and then like have a picture of Nick and Tony and all the rest, all these king soldiers trying to put Humpty Dumpty back together again if I wanted to. But the fact that you're not going to, that's not the place for the court nor for the civil. So how about you guys focus on your tasks, and stop with the fucking trying to police the internet? That would be great.
Well, and Granny was doing nothing wrong. I mean, she was reviewing a live that he did on Pascal and the words that came out of his mouth. She wasn't putting any words in anybody's mouth. So
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, he went on like 16, maybe 20 interviews.
Yep,
and people are going to review it. I'm sorry, you've made multiple interviews, and you're acting like complete. And he acted like a complete idiot. And
well,
like,
I think Betty's made a live on every single live that's ever happened with Chris and Katie. Every word. I'm sure they're in her videos. So,
you notice one thing I found interesting? Has she ever reviewed Seth's interviews, like all of them?
No, probably not.
You know why? That's a very telling thing. This is a woman that is, you know, for content. She loves the content, all that stuff. But why hasn't she reviewed every single interview of Seth?
Oh, because she would find a way to smooth it over, like Dog, you know, getting the wrong names. Well, you know how it is to be on a live, and he was probably just nervous. Dog has been in front of the camera for, I can't tell you how many years.
Dog's been in front of the camera longer than I've been alive. Okay? Like, Dog's been in front of the camera for a very long time.
I know, right? And he can write
notes. I would say anywhere between 30 and 35 years he's been on TV.
Yeah.
Yep. So that doesn't fly. And he could have made notes, big notes, that had the right names. But anyway. So that's all I wanted to say, Betty. It's just, and I know that you're going to pick apart everything that I've said and turn it and twist it. So it's okay. It's okay to do that. But, anyway.
But like, I mean, Voices, have you noticed that Betty doesn't review Mr. Seth's live?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's very telling to me. This is a woman that is like squeezing the content out, like trying to get every single drop of that juice. And yet she never reviews Mr. Seth Rogers' interviews. Why is that? Why doesn't she sit down for like a couple hours a day and go through the Pascal interviews?
Because she doesn't believe that Seth has done anything wrong, and she believes that Chris and Katie have done something wrong.
Well, you know what? Why would you not go through the interview of the father of the missing kid and just say, look, we're just raising awareness. He knows so much about Sebastian. Let's sit here and listen to what he said.
You know, let's make a deal. You want us all to shut up on the side and not say a word about Seth. Okay, well, if we do that, then your side, and I don't want to name off those channels, everybody knows them, you guys stop reviewing Chris and Katie and not say a word. How about that? Which you know will never happen, but I just don't understand it, why they're just coming so hard. I don't know. I think it's a ruse.
It's because they have to have a monster. And because they believe what Seth has said, they I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought. I apologize.
No,
it's okay. They don't want to go over Seth's interviews because he's done so much fuck shit on them that, you know, and make them look bad if they went over them.
That's the point. That's what I was trying to imply.
Right.
So, like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing. Like, you guys get mad at anyone reviewing it because it shows the truth. That's why you go after people that review it.
Well, I know why Seth put out his medical information, because it just made Chris and Katie look absolutely horrible. Terrible. You know? But it came out of his own mouth, and it was just absolutely terrible that he did that. I just would not. I'm so glad I just don't have family members that would betray each other that way. I
Right.
really, yeah, I don't think so. There's divorced people in the family, and I talked to a couple of them yesterday, and they would just not ever betray any of us. Anyway, so that's all. I can hop down now and shut up because I've talked too much. So
You have a good perspective.
You brought some great points to the table. Thanks for coming up.
Well, it's not any different points than anybody else has already made, but
Well,
it's
you've posted in a different light that's easy for others to break down and digest what you're saying.
I don't know. I'm sure people are going to pick me apart for doing that too, but
it takes courage. Let them pick you apart. We think that you were brave.
It's just a few things like going after Queen and Clue when it can be so easily proven. I'm sure when they get the reports from who made the phone, it may even if it's the last 4 digits or a name, I don't know if they put that personal information out, but they're going to see that none of us on this side called. So, maybe her and her chats should find out who Texarkana is and talk to her. That's my thing. So, anyway, we're monsters and evil and disgusting. Oh, the other thing too, Betty, everybody that has a channel on YouTube wants to make money, views, and clicks. Everybody does, including you and the other channels that are over there. They want to make money, and they want the clicks and views. And, we can call them tragedy pimps too, but, I don't want to be that mean. But everybody does. So let's just leave that alone. You've already said every day, tragedy pimps, all they want to do is make money, clicks, and views. Okay. Find me one person that doesn't want to make money on YouTube. Well, I know a couple that aren't monetized, but
right. It's how you do it,
Well, it is, and there are a couple people that are not monetized at all that do research and that kind of thing. But name me one channel that doesn't want the money, clicks, and views. And I'm sure Betty's making a good bit off of this. I mean,
oh yeah, she said yesterday about her AdSense. And if you notice that if you review her at all and you don't have premium, she's got her ads set on aggressive. They're every 4 minutes. So, and she talked about how the AdSense, I think Kathy P and I were reviewing her yesterday.
Well, do you remember how she was saying, how much money was coming in and how much she was putting out? You notice she stopped?
Yeah.
Somebody told her not to say anything. So she's not saying how much money she's getting PayPal them, and she doesn't have to. She does not have to do that. But she's got her group, the Facebook group,
TikTok.
the lady that reviews her every night, where Seth is moderator. She's now in that group, and she's got Seth and Tony and them. So, yeah, I'm sure she's not hurting. I just don't think so. But that's none of my business. She doesn't have to show receipts. But that's all.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm going to hop down, Queen. Thank you for having me. Bye, everybody.
I am too. I am too. So thanks, you guys. Thanks, V Tim, for chiming in. and trying to make some sense. You know, I was nervous, so sorry.
It's fine.
I think I can get out of StreamYard on my
You know,
own.
say you know how to get out? Okay.
Kick her.
Well,
The red X.
you can kick me out if you want.
Kick her out.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think she was coming up to she wanted to get her thoughts out, but you know, when they're not used to being on the panel, it's kind of hard to
Yeah, I get it.
get it all out, you know?
Yeah. I get it.
So what did we learn about Jared Leasick? Did anybody ever
No,
get
it's
to the bottom
sealed.
of that?
It's sealed.
It's sealed. You can't find any information.
I can't believe they did. So is there a gag order on his victim as well?
I guess.
Because you would think she would be able to talk about it at the very least, you know?
You would think, but I mean, it's a gag order, so I don't know.
So she was okay. So they were both gagged then. I mean, I know it was sealed, but
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
sealed
it's
doesn't always mean a
weird.
gag order, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it may be up to the victim to come out and speak if she wants to tell her side. Like but the court side of it is sealed. I mean, and who knows if she even wants to speak because she's probably partially traumatized and re-victimized after having to go face him in court. In my opinion.
Yeah. Well, besides that, just the usual. But the whole thing is fucking weird. Let me see what's happening. Let me see.
Boston came up and hung out with us last night, Tim.
Oh, I saw that.
He said to send you his love.
Nope.
Damn it.
Motherfucker out.
At least I tried, Nick. I tried. If you watch this back, I tried.
Fuck that. No. Absolutely not. No love.
Absolutely not. Keep your love to yourself. No love for Tim.
No, I don't know what happened to Jared Lysak. I don't know if like the weird thing. It's very quiet, and I think they probably sealed it, and he probably got like a sweetheart deal, and that's my opinion. I think he got like a really good sweetheart deal.
Could be.
You know. So. You know, this guy is a guy was always, you know, like me, in my opinion, is AWP, Jared, is I always, you know, the guy is a snake. He basically pretended to be this good, nice person, but he was always a piece of shit. He did that whole, like, what was he got fined for his shenanigans in the stock market, what he did there.
Yep.
He basically, when he basically decided to create AWP and make sure the camera, film the people crying, you know, no regards for people at all.
Wasn't he part of Patty Mayo?
Mm-hmm. Actually, I think he still owns part of it, actually. So everything that guy does has been destructive to people's lives and what they've done. And he's like a vulture. And to find out that he had this past and he, you know, did that shit allegedly, because I don't know if he's saying it. I'm going to say allegedly just in case. Allegedly did that to his cousins. What was the allegations when he was like 17 or what?
Yeah, because didn't he go to a different country?
Yes, once he did it the first time to his cousin, he ran away until like the expiration date of it died down 2 years later. And then he came back and did it again, allegedly. That's what the charge says. And I think she was like 6 or 7 at the time or whatever.
9?
I think 9 was later.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, 17, 9, or 10. Yeah. Thank you for the correction. That's the allegation. There's other people. And the guy, in my opinion, sounded like when I was reading the email, sounded like he was just admitting it and saying, which is a family dynamic that that this whole family dealt with this kind of situation, and they try to put a stop to it as the new generation. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Fucked up family dynamics right there.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
And that's the allegations, and that's why I sit here and I'm like, are they really going to let this motherfucker get away with this shit? And then while he's on top of that, suing another guy, trying to bankrupt another guy who used to be his cameraman because he wanted to start his own channel, and he's kind of slightly working with them, working with the previous team that left. It's sealed because they were minors. Yeah, and that's what makes me worried, because if he is being considered as a minor right now, that means he's probably he's not going to go to jail.
Well, you should look at what Utah's statutes are.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's not going to jail if he took a flight.
Well, you could be very right on that.
Yeah, I think I don't even think he's going to be on the list. Or he might be on the list for a little bit, and he's gonna be taken off or something.
I don't know. You might need to look at again Utah's statutes, because of you might need to look at the statutes.
Okay.
Because Utah is very strict on that. They take their victims' rights very seriously. It's wild. Like Utah and one other state, I can't remember it off the top of my head. They actually have very strict internet laws, all of that.
Yeah, whatever. I hope that motherfucker goes to jail, to be honest with you. I really do.
I'm sure there's a volcano we can find for him.
Oh, did you hear about Karen Reed? She basically mortgaged her house, and it's actually parts of her being paid to the legal team.
No shit.
Yeah, I seen that.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean,
did you know she was did you know that Karen Reed was selling tickets to have dinner with her for $50?
What?
Oh my god, I should have bought it.
Allegedly.
I would do it. I would
still go have dinner with her. I sure as a fuck wouldn't be around her during the parking lot time.
I'll pay. You know what, Voices? If you're willing to go, I'll pay for you to eat.
Okay, I'll totally go have dinner with her.
I'll send you $100 to eat.
Well, you're gonna have to pay for the airfare, but I'll totally go have dinner.
I was gonna say you're probably gonna have to live near her. How are you gonna get there? You know what I mean? Like,
we gotta get Voices there.
I'll totally fly there to go have dinner with Karen Reed. I'll film it all. I'll wear a pair of them sunglasses that I got a fucking camera in them, and I'll sit next to her the whole time.
Oh my god!
You gotta make like a cricket of an SUV.
Oh, dude, I'll totally make her something.
My master fucking.
I'll give her this. I'll make her a cactus and tell her don't be a prick.
Yeah. Voices. It's seriously.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
I might have just killed Queen there.
Basically, it looks like she
actually. Tim, we know somebody who lives there. We know somebody who lives there. We hung out with her during the trial.
Oh shit! She would never get. They would never let her.
No, they know what she looks like. They don't know what I look like. I'd totally do it. I'm down to take a trip. Road trip. Oh,
but that's how desperate.
Those glasses work amazing.
Do you know what happened with the other guy's lawsuit that worked for him? I think I don't know. Last I checked, he was raising money to defend himself because Jared's an asshole and wants to destroy more people's lives. Because the lives he's already destroyed is enough. It's not enough for that man. He needs to destroy more people's lives. That man has been a net negative on society. A net negative.
I think your name says ministry. I can't see it, baby. So if that's not what it says, I apologize. But you're up here with us.
What up?
I think it says ministry something.
Is that sure. MI6 Ministry of Defense?
Me.
Hey, love.
It's me. Hey, there is currently a 17-year-old white male runaway in Clarksville, Tennessee, which is where Seth lives. And police are asking for people to look for him. I have a picture, but I don't know how to share it. So if I send voices, if I send it to you, can you share it?
Yeah, if Queen drops the screen, I can hold my phone up to the. If you send it to me, I can hold my phone up to the screen.
Well, yeah, that you can shoot me an email and I can
Oh,
I can put
yeah.
it up here in a minute or give it to B Tim or whatever.
Yep. Let me see.
Well, if she sends it to me, I'll attach it to an email to you. I don't know. The only thing, if you're going to go have dinner with Karen Reed, please just don't be in the parking lot.
Yeah, make sure you do not go behind the SUV. That's a very
Don't leave
important.
at the same time she leaves.
Yeah, just eat your dinner. Let her have a cab, and you just sit down, eat your meal. You'll be fine.
Don't get too drunk around her.
Yes, absolutely. Do not get too drunk around her as well.
That's why I would be good to go. I don't drink.
Definitely. I wonder if the Glare paid for that meal with her.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, my God. I just can't even believe that she's selling tickets to go have dinner with her.
Bro, you know how expensive trials are? She's got another trial.
I understand that,
I
but
don't
it just
blame
blows me away. I mean,
I don't blame her. It's probably very expensive to defend yourself in multiple trials. You know what I mean?
well,
Even
shit,
though I
I
think
mean,
the woman's guilty of sin, I can understand why she needs to fucking pay for her lawyers. She probably needs another $600,000, $700,000 quick. That's a lot of money.
maybe Nick and Hong can go help her
Yeah,
out.
doesn't she have to go back to trial or something? I mean, what happened?
Yeah, they're trying to do another appeal, but that's not going to go through, and she's probably going to go to trial in 2025, probably early 2025, and it's going to be more. And they got the prosecutors got a new attorney as well added on. The same guy who what was it? The attorney that represented who's that famous?
Whitey Bulger.
Whitey Bulger. The prosecution got, and I think they're going to have a better chance at hopefully that guy is good at closings and openings. But we'll see.
So to be 100% accurate, it's a dinner with her and her attorney, and they're raffling it off as a fundraiser.
Oh, isn't that illegal?
I thought that kind of a thing was definitely unethical, but
yeah, isn't that illegal to do a raffle without a license?
I mean, it depends on what the state laws are.
So it's not $50 a meal; it's $50 to enter into the raffle.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Personally, I would not want to eat. The only reason why I would probably eat is probably be like, "Hey, Karen, so not that night."
Well, there's no guarantee that your $50 is going to get you picked.
Yeah, that's true. That means you're just putting $50 in.
Yep.
It is illegal. Yeah, that's illegal. And I don't know why a lawyer would be like, "Yeah, I'm going to sit with my client with an illegal raffle." Personally, I would not want to eat with her attorneys. I don't like her attorneys. I think probably Karen Reed would be the one person you would probably eat with. That'd probably be interesting, but I wouldn't want to eat with her lawyer. I think her lawyers are dirtbags, absolute dirtbags. I wouldn't want to eat.
Tell us how you really feel.
I'd rather eat on the side of the side of walking a fucking New York City street than eat with them. To be honest with you, just nasty people. Imagine you have to sit next to No, it's actually been credited. They paid. I'm looking at the document. It looked like basically it looks like she gave she's mortgaged it out. She's $200,000 to David Yannetti, then $488,000. She's mortgaged it out multiple times, and she's trying to sell it now.
How many mortgages she got on the son of a bitch?
Looking at the document, I'm not really sure, but it looks like she took out a mortgage on 3/2/21 on the amount of, it says recent mortgage $399,000. Then the third recent one was 3/21/2022 was $488,000.
So it's 700,000, almost 800,000.
And it's like the lender is JP Morgan. The first one was Guaranteed Rate Inc. And then the second recent mortgage is $200,000, and the lender is David Yannetti, and the amount, and it's 9/6/2024. And
that's $1 million for her house now.
Yeah, it's getting there. And then the last one, most recent one, is for another $200,000, and it's for the Worksman Jackson and Q Group at 9/6/2024.
So that's $1 million too.
That's probably why she's selling the house.
Damn.
You know, that's probably why she's selling the house, because she had that house is mortgaged up to the hill.
Yeah, but that means she's going to have to get over at least that to get out from underneath the mortgages.
Yeah, and then on top of that, she's probably going to have to deal with a civil matter. Now, her civil matter, she might be able to get the insurance, the car insurance people to represent her for the civil matter, even though that's kind of weird, because she's claiming that she didn't hit him with the car, but just because she's saying that she didn't hit him with the car doesn't mean the insurance people might not represent her. So that's going to be kind of weird.
Damn.
So I guess whatever her insurance would be, or she's going to have to hire a personal attorney to represent her in the civil matter. Wouldn't that put her upside down? Yeah, that would put her upside down.
But, well, I mean, depending on what the real estate prices are in Boston. I mean, I know that Boston is very, very expensive. And isn't it a suburb of Boston, Canton?
I have no clue about the suburbs of Boston.
And I know that, I know there that it's ridiculously expensive.
I'm surprised he hasn't written a book yet. Who? Or Karen Reed? Karen Reed's not going to write a book. She's still murder. She might write a book if she gets acquitted, and that will be definitely something she will write a book about. Jared's not going to write a book because he's a scumbag, and he's probably, wants to hide the fact that he's a scumbag. Texas, Massachusetts. That's everywhere, man. Oh, did you think about what was the unsealed documents for the mayor? I'm trying to see. What was the unsealed documents for the mayor?
Oh, yeah. New York City's mayor has been indicted in a federal indictment for corruption.
Okay, so historic federal indictment against Adam Klein for fraudulently got $10 million in public funds, $123K in free luxury travel, Ritz perks. What a corrupt piece of shit. Include 123,000 free flights to ITSY perks from foreign nationals in exchange for favors, according to the bombshell federal indictment unsealed in Manhattan, prosecuted Thursday. The 5-count indictment, the first against sitting New York mayor, details an alleged decade-long pattern of corruption by Adams that includes fraudulently obtaining $10 million in public campaign funds. The relevant
charges this morning.
Yeah. The revelation came after the mayor was indicted by a grand jury on conspiracy, wire fraud, bribery charges amid a long-running federal probe. Yeah, he's going to jail. He's going to jail. He's going to jail. 2014, Eric Adams, the defendant, became Brooklyn Borough president. Thereafter, for nearly a decade, Adams, 10 years. Kind of reminds me of another individual that they've been looking into for 20 years.
Mm-hmm. Giuliani?
No.
God, the one that just got the key to the city. Sorry.
Yeah.
I started a new med to help with my agoraphobia because I've been struggling to leave the house, and I have to take it at night, and it takes forever to wear off. So Sorry, I am slow. And that's why. And I'm not always articulate since I've started this. It seems like I stumble over my words more.
Yeah. So apparently, so he's agreed to give benefits to people, for money. He got money from Turkey, apparently.
Oh, Jesus.
So here is the list. They actually have a list of the benefits he got. So 2016, India via Turkey, free upgrade business class for 2 on a round-trip flight from New York to India, $12,000, not disclosed. 2017, France, Turkey, and China destinations, free business class tickets for 3 on-round trips from New York to France, Turkey, China, heavily discounted stay in Bentley Suite of St. Regis, Istanbul, 41,000 plus.
Oh God, he was in Istanbul. Turkey.
He was in Istanbul. 2017, China via Turkey. So is it like destinations? So it's like, okay, free business class tickets for 2 round trips from New York to China, $16,000. Why is he going to China all the time? It's interesting. 2018, Hungary via Turkey, free upgraded business class for 2 on a round trip from New York to Hungary, $12,000. 2019, Turkey, free upgrade business class for 1 to on a flight from New York to Turkey, free stay in Cosmopolitan Suite for St. Regis, Istanbul, free meals, transportation, entertainment, Istanbul, 9,000 plus. 2021, Turkey solicited and accepted, but then canceled. Free upgrade to business class for 2 on a round trip from New York to Turkey, free or sleepy discount luxury hotel, 21 plus thousand. He probably didn't want to go because you know what happened in 2020. And then he got Guyana via Turkey.
Guyana.
Free upgrades to business class for 2 on the round trip, New York to Guyana. Free meals, transportation during Istanbul layover, 12,000 plus. Wow, this guy was living it up, baby.
What it sounds like. I mean, when the hell was he marrying?
Like, this man is living it up, man. This is what we call corruption.
Well, I mean, he said that he was going to be a target. He's like, I warned the people when I started this, I would be a target for corruption.
I'm just reading the article. I might have read it wrong. But anyway, I have a name problem. But, like, this is, like, crazy. It's like, meanwhile, prosecutor alleged Adam deleted messages with others involved in his alleged misconduct, including at one point assuring a co-conspirator that he always deleted her text messages according to the filing.
Oh my God.
You should have took a page from Karen Reed and used the Signal app next time.
That's what I was gonna say. End-to-end encryption, dude.
Like, next time, take a page from Karen Reed. She's smarter than you. She messaged all the people on Signal because it auto deletes. Just an
end-to-end pure encrypted.
Yeah, and they're encrypted.
Turkeys can fly, just not a long distance. Turkeys can fly a little bit. They just can't fly a far distance.
Hezenar appeared to resort to chicanery to when the feds first came to seize his electronic devices last November. The indictment suggests when he turned his personal cell phone over, investigators found it was locked and needed a password to open. The mayor claimed he'd only just changed the password a day earlier to prevent his staff from accidentally or intentionally deleting its content amid an ongoing probe per the indictment. Sure.
Hey, what's the latest on Diddy? Have you looked at it?
I think he got 2 more lawsuits on him.
He did?
I didn't hear too. Yeah. He's being sued to oblivion. I think there's another one that's happening. I think Down the Rabbit's covering like all the Diddy stuff now. So and you got BJ Investigates also covering like conspiracy angles of all the connections with Diddy.
Dude.
It's a lot. There's a
lot of people connected with him. I have seen, so I was reading an article yesterday and it says, let's see. J
Did you get
Lo.
my email, B Tim?
Did I get your what?
My email.
I have to check. You didn't tell me to check, so I'll check now. You mean
J Lo, Beyonce, Jay Z, Lindsay Lohan, Sarah Jessica Parker. God, who was the guy?
I got your email.
Okay, that was the new one that was put up today. But here, did you guys want to check this out? This says today marks 7 months since Sebastian Rogers' disappearance. It's the news that I'm guessing Nick, my friend the Hat, who will not unblock me yet, was talking about.
Oh.
Okay, let's see here.
Positive outcome from this.
Since February, Seth Rogers has actively searched and advocated for his missing 15-year-old son, Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian went missing from his home in Hendersonville in February and has not been seen since. Earlier this month, Dwayne Chapman, better known as Dog the Bounty Hunter, and his team joined in on the search for Sebastian.
They bring an investigative team and they bring a legal team. And all of those things are things that were desperately needed.
Dog is also offering a $100,000 reward to anyone with information.
This is
Wait a
not
minute.
the first
What? He's not bringing $100,000.
So that means the reward went up. If he's offering 100,000 and the FBI's offering 50,000, that means the reward's 150,000.
Up to 150,000.
I think they're combining the two and just saying Dog's doing it. No, Dog did not offer $100,000. Dog's words were.
We need to get clarification on that because that means it's bigger if that's the case.
No, I think this news reporter messed up and then realized that 50,000 is the FBI.
Well, that's in your opinion, but yeah, we need to get clarification.
Oh, that's not my opinion. That's a fact. The
Well,
FBI
I
is
mean,
offering up to
you don't know for a fact
$50,000.
he might have put in 100,000. He might. You don't know that. We don't know that.
No, he claimed that he gave 25,000 from Dog and 25,000 from Nick the Hat. That was the claim that brought it up to $100,000. That was their claims.
Right. And so she just said, Dog, the bounty hunter is offering up to 100,000.
Well, then, Dog, you better show us your $100,000 in your bank
That's why
account.
I said we need to get clarification. Did she mean Dog or did she mean like everyone, including Dog? Because that's a lot of money. That's a lot. I mean, if he's going to come out with that much, that's a lot.
Well, Dog, you better have $100,000 or this could be considered fraud.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We need to look into that. That's could be pretty fucking serious, man. You know?
News reporter is an idiot and thinks and never even actually looked up and said, "Hey,
right,
it's
did
$100,000."
you mean to say that? Yeah.
You know,
nobody's corrected it yet, so we'll see.
Child.
But Dog and Seth say they have faced online threats that go beyond opinions.
It's really bad. I mean, they have threatened, Seth's family.
What Lesniak is doing is he is issuing cease and desists with a copy of the federal injunctions attached as a warning shot.
The law offices.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Since when is Seth's family getting attacked? What? So now it went from Seth to now Seth's family? Who the fuck is Seth's family? What part of family? What part of his family is being attacked or harassed or whatever? Where did this come into? When did this come into play?
well, it seems like bullshit.
Today?
I don't know.
Well, it's just like Seth saying that he got swatted. What do you guys? I mean,
Right.
like we've seen no proof of any of these claims.
Seth saying he got doxxed when that's that's not what the. Oh my Atlantis!
Who is
This is a
doxing
disaster? This is a fucking disaster.
Like, who is doxing Seth? No one.
No one, because his son is missing and his address and name and information is out there. He put it out there on the fucking news. No one doxed him. He fucking put his own information out there when his son went missing. Hello. It's not like he came to YouTube under a fucking name that he was trying to keep secret. I mean, and somebody just was like outed him. No.
Yeah, everyone knows his name.
All of those lives that he did, he had his camera on walking around his house, walking around outdoors from his house. He is the person who doxed himself, in my opinion.
This is fucking wild.
Of Joseph Lesniak representing Seth Rogers, Tony Mathis, and Dog the Bounty Hunter, as well as several other individuals, cites 11 reasons for the cease and desist letter. Some of the examples include the encouragement of false allegations, flooding of false leads, undermining reward credibility, and interference with the search operation. Lesniak says going forward, he recommends social media users explicitly state that they are sharing their opinion, not fact.
We believe.
Wait a minute. The reward fund being questioned? That's the public's right to question if a private citizen is coming in, especially when their affiliates are one on parole for pulling a scam similar. Well, there was something else that he had said. She had said. And that point.
He said social media users need to make sure they say it's their opinion and not state it as fact. Well, we don't ever state anything as fact here unless we know for 100%. Otherwise, it's all stated as.
Well, he better talked about Nick the Hat, his client, BJ, fucking all these clowns, because you've all stated as fact that the Proudfoots have done something.
How about Betty stating for fact that Chris and Katie have done something?
Just wild to me. It's like these people act like the victims all the time, but meanwhile they're the fucking assholes about all this. Well, apparently Diddy will testify in the criminal case, by the way. So we'll get that. Yeah, and this guy is just a joke, this lawyer too. I mean, like, he's a joke in my opinion, but that's an opinion, Mr. Combe-over, an opinion.
Believe that this happened. My opinion is I allegedly, this is what I've heard. Those types of words.
And that's all we use over here. Allegedly, in my opinion, we've heard. Come on now.
Then clue listeners into, okay, this is not fact. This is somebody's opinions.
Lesniak tells me continued legal action will be dependent on the response of the recipients and what his clients ultimately decide.
We are going to take every single one of these online troublemakers, bullies, or whatever that is, all the way to the woodshed.
Is this a replay? This is old. He already said all this. This is an old.
Yeah. Plus, man, you gotta stop tanning because you starting to look like a fucking tomato.
Are they taking clips out of other news?
Yeah, probably.
Because,
I mean, do you think his tan is getting a little bit too much? He looks like a fucking tomato at this point.
Yeah, he looks like a little red. Yeah, he does look a little bit red.
That's an opinion, by the way. Don't sue me. You look like a tomato.
If you have any information, you're asked to call DOG's tip line, the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, TBI, or your local FBI office. Those numbers are on our website at
Yeah, I would say definitely call TBI and report it. TBI or the police department. So that's the news clip that Nick Block Me was talking about.
Wow. I mean, so far they got the award money wrong because unless Mr. Nick the Hat and Dog are anteing up another 50 G's and that award's $150,000, then that would be BS. So I would like to see your fancy attorney, who's only a sole practitioner in fucking Pennsylvania, talk about and say, I have 100 G's in a trust that my clients have given to me as an award up to any information leading to the discovery of Sebastian Rogers. But of course he won't.
Ask Greeny if that was a fake Nick the Hat, like the same one that came in here trying to, you know what I mean, pretend like it was Nick the Hat. But he responded to her on his Twitter, so it must have been the real one that went into her chat.
Yeah. Which, by the way, he fucked up because I think she could probably make a very good, clear case for blackmail and harassment in that case. Because you go into her chat, you threaten a skunk image with a fist punching the skunk. You refer to content creators that you don't like as skunks, so that's a threat. And then you proceed to say that you're going to knock on their door, and then you post their background information to attack them. Yeah, that is a clear threat in Pennsylvania. And I think, like, let me see, I think it's against the law to do it in Pennsylvania. Illegal.
Well, you have a right to your reputation. And I wrote something in back chat for you. Don't read it out loud.
Yeah, no problem. That would make sense. There are multiple crimes.
Yeah, that connects a lot of dots there, you know.
It makes a lot of dots.
But I looked and I didn't find it, so I
can't find any connection either, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to still look when I can sit down and fully concentrate on things.
Yeah, I've been looking this whole time.
Oh, have you?
Yes, I've been over here researching my ass off when I mean?
I fucking love you for that. I love you. Thank you.
So I was trying.
I've heard of anyone stating 50K they're donating being in a trust or well, the fact is this guy claims that he has a legal team and he wants to prove that he has the cash. So why doesn't his lawyer just come up and say, yeah, he will give it absolutely as an officer of the court. He will definitely give that money. He definitely has that money, but he doesn't. And I gotta I'm sorry, I'm not gonna take the words of two broke people. Okay, those people are broker than anyone in this chat. Or actually on YouTube, a lot of people on YouTube in this entire community. Like Laura's richer than Dog and Nick the Hat, technically.
Shut up. No, she's not.
Well, she doesn't owe $4 million.
Well, after last night, she's over there wearing her bee costume, just pissed off as all hell. So
how well? When is she not pissed off? I mean,
all those memberships that Eazy-E dropped last night. Holy shit!
Body Moving says it's correct. The correct injunction was attached. What do you mean, Body Moving?
Whose dog is that?
Not mine. Mason's a
Oh, that was fucking Duke being a little bitch.
Beat him. Whose dog is that?
Well, I don't know. All you people have dogs that bark.
My dog, you never hear my dog bark.
Usually doesn't bark, but he's being a little bitch right now, trying to play with this.
I'm just saying, like, when you have Nick who owes like $4 million in a lawsuit, and Dog who owes 1 point something million to the IRS, in which honestly I'd rather be in Nick's shoes, to be honest with you, because I wouldn't want to owe $1 to the IRS.
Holy shit, this makes sense, B. Tim. If they pledge that money and they raise that money towards it, and it doesn't go to anybody, then they both have money to pay off their debts. Jesus Christ. Again, that's my opinion. But people that owe money to others and have judgments against them and have like big debts, that's a quick, easy way to help pay off your debt.
I don't know.
And if you were to say, like, to the IRS, a lot of times you can settle for pennies on the dollar.
I don't know about that. You're talking about debt collectors. The IRS are kind of like the mob. They usually like, fuck you, pay me.
No, you can settle with the IRS. I've had to do it once before.
Yeah, I'm sure you can, but I'm pretty sure you're not in a good negotiating position with the IRS when you owe them over $1 million.
Well, there's that.
You know, you're talking about like small sums of money. When you owe them years and years of money and you're a celebrity, I mean, look at the guy who played Blade. Didn't they throw his ass in jail for tax?
Wesley Snipes.
Yeah. Didn't they put him in jail for a couple of years?
I don't think he was in jail, but I think he was in trouble.
No, he was in jail.
Was he?
Yeah, he did a couple of years in jail.
Okay. Yeah, Gray One's saying yes. I didn't know for sure. I thought he was maybe on house arrest or something.
Yeah, and they just 3 years. Okay. Yeah, he did 3 years in jail. And they targeted him because he was a celebrity. Yeah. I think for willfully failing to file U.S. income tax returns from 1999 through 2001. So I don't know. That's why you usually want to pay the IRS, because they can usually get you to jail, make you go to jail, and then take all your money. So I'd rather be Nick, to be honest with you. You know, owing one person $3 million is a lot better than owing the IRS money. And the fine print of the award is likely provision giving Dog and Nick the right to determine if the payout is deserved. I've been saying it all along. They can keep it. I won't be surprised if they do.
Happy Life said, is this a pledge or cash? Proof, any proof, please. We like receipts. Where's the proof? The proof, I'll wait. Please do read my previous questions. Yes, ma'am. And then Brianna says, if the fine print of the reward is likely a provision giving Dog and Nick the right to determine if payout is deserved, I've been saying all along they can keep it. I won't be surprised if they do. Wow. Didn't even think about it like that. Allegedly, in my opinion, Cat in the Hat is a weasel. That's right. Well, we've been on here about 4 hours. I got to get some stuff done. It's 3 o'clock. I'm going to try to jump back on here later. We'll go over to the Hive and talk some shit and have some laughs or something, you know?
All right. I'll see you. Bye.
We'll see you later, Doug. Bye, voices. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Have a great day. I'll see you later.
You too, love. Yeah, this is definitely it's been a circus, though. That's the thing. It's been a circus. So I don't know, man. What do you do? You know, what do you do? Anyhow, I appreciate everybody. I got to get some stuff done, so I will catch you on the flip side. I will try to jump on here later. We can, go over on the Hive. If not, I will see you guys in Discord. And everybody else, I'll see you tonight or I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully tonight. But if not, I'll catch you tomorrow morning. It's Friday. Yay, we made it through the week. Bye, guys.
Yeah.